Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the KONTAINEROZ podcast. The podcast is sponsored by PortPro, the leading operating system for drayage carriers. Schedule a demo today at portpro.io, and don't forget to mention KONTAINEROZ for 10% off. In the studio today, I got Jonathan Cruz. He's a taquero and a troquero.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Such a good introduction. I got other titles too. I got, husband, father.
Yes. Let's not forget those.
Yeah, those are very important.
Yeah. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm a truck driver during the day. I move intermodal at the BNSF. Work for a company called JB Hunt. You might have heard of it.
Yeah. Big company.
Yeah, it's a big company, a good company. And then during the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I sell tacos in the city of Compton. I'm not sure if you've actually gone, but, we...
I've seen the post. I just never get a chance to go. And then the time that I did see them, I was trying to be a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
And that never lasts more than 30 days.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But, yeah. Fuck yeah. Tacos. I love tacos, man.
Yeah, it's right up there with like tamales. I think it's tacos and tamales are some of the greatest the things that we can the things that most people consume a lot. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting two jobs that I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to make a living with it. It lines up with street vending, right?
Yeah.
Being a street vendor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Except you're more stable, and by stable I mean like in the environment is more controlled. You stay there, right?
Yes.
As to where like the people selling the elotes and the tamales, sometimes they're like moving around.
Yes, they have to be mobile.
Yeah.
Most of these the vendors, the street vendors, the
Yeah.
ones that get picked on a lot.
Yeah.
Those people, they do it because I believe they don't really have the permits and the licenses and stuff like that. So
Okay.
they have to move around, and then I think it benefits them kind of because when they're moving around, they get to go to different, like they're going to the customer. The customer is not coming to them, as opposed to like us. We're stationary, so they have to come to us. So I have to post a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why you always see my post, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I try to tag you every now and then, just that way, truckers can know that, we're there too,
But your spot is steady, right?
Yeah, stationary, yeah. We're there in a parking lot in Compton, and so it's
So the intermodal part of things, how did you end up in that? Like working at the rails and,
Well, buddy of mine, prior to me actually, well, first I was a truck driver, I was working with Swift. And so once we ended up parting ways, I ended up becoming an auto detailer.
Oh, okay.
And so when I was an auto detailer, I would be on the freeways, 105, 60, me topé con a bunch of ex-coworkers, and they weren't working for Swift anymore. They were working for JB Hunt. And so, we pulled over the side of the road. I'm like, hey, what's up? What you got going on? They're like, no, you got to come here. You need to give up the whole auto detail thing, and you need to come check out this company. And I was like, oh well, it's going good here, so I'm not really sure. I was my own boss, and that's at that time, that's something that I really wanted to do. Just I didn't want to deal with anybody. I just wanted to be able to go and wash a car and then not work the rest of the day if I didn't want to. But that wasn't the case.
Some people probably bitch over the slightest thing, huh? When in the auto detail world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most auto detailers are that's what they do. They pay attention to detail. That's why they're in that industry and stuff like that. So I think I did a good job for the most part. When I was doing those jobs, I think the thing that was constantly in my head was like, this person, I don't know what type of job they have, but if they're contacting me, it's that's besides the point, right? The point is that I'm charging them a lot of money to clean one car that's going to probably get dirty like within the next, I don't know how long they're going to call me. And so I need to make sure that, they're satisfied and stuff like that. Also, when I would go to Mexico, there used to be detailers that, were around the area where I used to be at. So I mean, if we're comparing like my work to their work, I mean, They're taking out seats. They're doing the bottom. They're doing the roof. A lot of people don't do the roof of cars and stuff like that.
Headliner.
Yeah, the headliner. Yeah. So I mean, when I would do my job, it would be more of I gotta pay attention to detail for sure. Yeah.
Damn, you've had some side hustles, huh?
That was
that one was a main one actually, right? But you're built like that, entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it don't stop there. I mean, once you start detailing cars, and you get questions all like, "Well, I gotta go do my brakes next," and you're like,
"Okay,
I could do that."
Oh.
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, front brakes, yeah, I could do that. I mean, yeah, and so you start changing brakes and stuff like that, and then you get like stuff like I got this dent, and you're all like, "Oh, I could do that." I could do that. I mean, yeah. Did you get a price already? And yeah, they'd be like, yeah, they're charging me $500. I'd be like,
hey, you start out as an auto detailer, you end up being a plumber. Watch out.
I think it's
that's too much Pornhub, I guess. Anyways, go ahead.
I think if you have an idea or an understanding of way things work, and you're in that position to make that extra money, like changing brakes, or taking out a dent, or changing oil, I mean, all those things, you'd be surprised. I mean, it ended up leading to carpet cleaning, then tile cleaning.
Damn.
I mean, I did a lot of things when I was an auto detailer.
You never feel like I gotta be one specific thing then? Like, I do auto detailing, I'm not gonna distract myself with changing brakes. You just say yes to any opportunity then, right? If it makes sense to you.
Yeah, time permitting.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have anything booked next, so then I would do it.
Did they ever test you, like leave some like maybe $20 in the, you know what I mean, in the tablero to see if you'll take it? You never know. Like some people do some stuff like that, no?
I believe there was a lot of tests.
Yeah,
there was a lot of tests. It was never in my nature to do things like that. If I'm gonna be doing a service, and it has to be a good service. And so when I ended up hiring more workers, I ended up with 7 detailers. It was always up to me to tell them, hey, there's gonna be like that little gold chain, or just please don't do it. And it ended up happening. I ended up going out to one of the sites where 2 workers were doing a job. It was taking quite long. They couldn't get it down. They were wondering why it's not working. The methods that I taught them, it's like it's not going down. It's not getting clean. And so I went over there, and I helped them out. But towards the back of it was a big truck. It was like an excursion. There was like a little chain. And sorry about that. I get a little bit emotional, but nothing like, oh, I'm gonna cry or anything like that. I just get a little bit like anxiety or whatever. But there was a chain that I seen, and my worker was back there. And then I was like, I'm gonna take mental note of it. And then towards the end of the job, I went to the back just to do a little bit of touch up to see if it was still there, and it wasn't there. And I was like, oh wow, this guy took it. And so when we got back to the shop, I told him, hey, by any chance did you take that little, it was like when you do when the baptism, and they give you those little chains or whatever, not even real gold or anything like that. He's like, yeah, I took it. I was like, all right, well, if you're gonna be doing things like that, you can't be working for me. So what do you want to do? Do you want to work for me still? Give back the chain. We'll go back to the customer right now, and we'll explain to him what happened, or do you want your last check? And he's like, no, I just want my last check. And so that was easy for me, at least. He ended up giving me back the chain and went back to the customer. I told him, hey, you know what? My worker took this. He's no longer working with me, but, we're sorry. So, yeah, to me, that never crossed my mind. But to other people, I could see how it was, it was.
Damn, that guy straight up, just give me my check then.
Yeah, just give me my check.
What do you think that meant to you? I don't want to change?
I think he was my biggest headache from all the workers. He's still my friend, by the way. He was young. He was a 17. Yeah, he was 17.
All right.
Yeah, so he's actually gonna be a truck driver pretty soon. So
nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't know why he would do things like that. I guess we're all raised differently. You know what I mean? Like I believe some people, if they could get away with it, they'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, so
There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, right? Their whole life before that occasion, whatever led to that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, maybe.
Cada cabeza es un mundo. You're not never gonna see it how he saw it that day.
Yeah.
You know.
It took me by surprise too when he told me, just give me my check. I'm like, oh, it kind of hit me. I was like, oh, well, you don't want to be with me? You don't want to work with me or what?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he took the check, and he's whatever. I went and I made things right. So
Well, that's good. You guys still have a good relationship.
Yeah, I didn't take it personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take it personal. I didn't take it personal because first I think he was 16. Yeah, he was just trying to make some extra money, and then if you know someone's personality and stuff like that, and you're just like, oh, but then again, you can't think like I learned a lot from those experiences. You know what I mean? Like I try not to just get into people's life too much. That way I don't have to just try to understand them and stuff like that, because that's time consuming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean,
that's the weakness of people with a big heart. Like you can't separate sometimes things. You end up having love for them, and then it'll fuck with you, because some people will take advantage and some people will let you down. So if you it'll fuck with you,
Well, I think when I was younger, a lot of older people used to call me, oh, that's the little homie, look out for him and stuff like that. And so when I was in a position to help these youth out, because all my workers were in high school still. Where I had my shop at, they had a studio. You had to get into my shop and to the sort of like kind of something like this. And so you would walk into my door, which is my detail shop, whatever you want to call it at the time. I'm not sure what it was. And then they would walk to the back, and they would have their studio where they would make music. And so they would see me hustling all day, and they would be like, hey, we want to make extra money. And so next thing you know, I would start bringing the cars there, and then they would start working on them for me. You know what I mean? And then that would give me the option to go and do jobs outside. Now, when they all got their licenses, I was stuffing like 5 foot tall machines into the little cars, and they would go out and they would do the jobs for me. And so next thing you know, I was kind of blowing up. And so, but yeah, these there were kids, and you have to understand, you know what I mean? I got kids of my own now too. I know they're always messing up. And so I kind of took heart with them. Instead of making it like, oh, it's going to be all business, and if you mess up, that's it, you're done. I kind of I grew fond of them kind of a little bit. I don't know if those are the words, but yeah.
And how did that end? That gig, the detailing?
I think I was over it. I spread myself too thin, and then a lot of other things were happening to where I was never at home. Some days I'd make $1,000 a day. So with that type of money, you're really busy, and so it wasn't working out at home, and it wasn't. Money is not everything, in other words, and so I think I had to leave that alone and then come back to trucking. And, I had a couple friends tell me, like, hey, you should come back to trucking and stuff like that. I had no insurance, you know what I mean? No days off, no. I'm not putting nothing towards my savings, my Social Security, no 401k, and so. Yeah, you kind of think about the future.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you make decisions like that, so.
So you're liking intermodal now or no? Like, how is it to you? You wouldn't try the ports?
The port. When someone says ports, it comes with a bunch of stories. A bunch of sad stories sometimes. And I never hear any good stories about the port.
No,
none. I see ads that say like what, $37, come work at the port. 10 hours or whatever. But with all the stories on the background, and then all these, ads and stuff like that, and it's hard to it's who's lying. I don't know who's lying. Mm-hmm. I see the lines. It's scary. Are you making money? Are they getting paid hourly? I don't know. So many questions.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Depends what you choose. Owner up by the hour. Mm-hmm. 1099, W2. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of variations.
Yeah.
But what I like about Intermodal, it's in and out. How is it for you though? Like,
I think for the most part, it's going good. So I don't know too many parts of the trucking industry. I did my time with Swift. I did I think 3 months over the road.
mm-hmm.
I knew for sure I didn't like that. I know at the time when I started, they were doing 22 cents a mile. And so if it was winter and you didn't travel much, you'd get a week, maybe like $200. So
$200,
150
over the road.
over the road.
What year was this in?
I'd say it was 2008. Yeah. It wasn't too much money for me. Some people they have very successful careers over the road. They're very experienced and they can go, in and out of a storm, let's say. As opposed to where I'm just learning and I'm just like, do I have to go through that storm or can we wait it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think I don't think that was for me, honestly. I don't think that over the road was for me. And so after that, I came local. I became local and I started
You went
working.
crazy?
That as a truck driver, yeah. As a truck driver, you go crazy. I mean, it took me a whole year to get, to feel comfortable in the truck. I would say it took me no less than a year to feel comfortable driving.
You were new still though, right?
Yeah.
So Swift took you new? You started there new?
Yeah, I started there new.
Did you... And the schooling and all that, how did that go?
Well, I paid for my own school.
Yeah?
Yeah, we paid for our own school, and me and my wife, actually.
I think Swift would have paid it. Wouldn't they have?
They would have. Yeah, they would have, but then they would have locked you in for like a year or two.
Yeah.
I believe,
At 200 a week?
Yeah, you can.
Actually, 100 because they'll probably take some of that for the payment, no?
For the payment, yeah. And
Or no, I think... What have you heard about those deals? Isn't it you owe it if you don't stay? I think they send you to collections.
well, I know now. Look, back then it was one of those things where you would be, if you went to their school, you would be with them for a whole year. And if you wanted to, if in that time you got another job, you just have to pay the remainder of the balance of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, from what I've been hearing, people are also doing that, but then people are also getting bonuses for driving now, for sign-on bonus. And so people are like,
Yeah.
I didn't like it here, so I'm going to go with this company. I'm going to get the bonus, and then I'm going to pay off that school. And then whatever the remainder is, I'll keep. And so...
No. Strike one.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a game. I'm like, on the third strike, you owe me $20.
Yeah. Put it in the little container.
So, but you went in already ready. And Swift took you as a new guy.
Yeah, they did.
You didn't fuck anything up like most Swift trailers are known for, that based on what we see on social media, they have a very a bad track record,
Yeah.
But they take risk, right, by taking new guys.
Yeah. They do. I think it's all a part of their, their bottom line. I think that's what it is, They're willing to take those risks, for the bottom line, which works out for some people because, when you're in those Swift terminals and stuff like that and you talk to people, some of these people just came out of the Army. They got nowhere to go. Some of these people grew up poor and they need somewhere to stay. So they stay in their truck, you know what I mean? You hear all these stories and you're just like, oh, okay, I understand why Swift works for you.
Yeah.
You're in a disadvantage and they're at that advantage to where they can offer you this and, it works out for both parties and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Someone out there correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they have their own insurance, like a bond or something. Like that's how bad it got. Like they just cover it directly, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that.
Yeah, I could see how that...
You know what I mean?
You know what?
They don't count on anyone to insure you because they insure you.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you fuck up, we got it. Right?
Working for them, you realize a lot of things. And so if that's what you're saying is true, then yeah, I believe it. Because they're cutthroat. They're cutthroat, yeah. the way they word everything, their contracts and everything, how everything's based out of, not in California. And so it works to their advantage. And you know what, though? But I'm glad they took that opportunity, that leap of faith on me. So I'm happy. That's where I started. And, I got nothing bad to say about them. We all got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah. And what about let's move around a bit. Let's see, childhood. How was that? Tell us about that. Any good memories, experiences?
I got a lot of good memories. I got a lot of good ones, and for the most part, I was a happy kid. When you're a happy kid, you don't see the negative in the world, and so you just day by day, go outside, with your friends or whatnot. But I know that when I was 13, you start paying attention to your clothes, your shoes, and stuff like that. Yeah. And so you're just like looking for ways to make money. And so I used to go out with my brother-in-law. He was a truck driver. He delivered like reefer loads to New York and back.
Yeah.
And so that's when I really got my first shot, because he would let me drive like open road Arizona, 4 hours, 5 hours straight, 2 hours maybe. I'm not really sure how long it was. I just remember driving straight shots and stuff like that. 13, 14 years old.
Wow, that's how you were introduced to trucking then.
That's exactly how it was. That's exactly what happened.
Wow.
Yeah. He would do the trips to New York, in 7 days, or we'd get there a lot faster.
What about school? At that age, shouldn't you be in school? What are you doing driving to New York with him?
It was vacation.
Vacation time.
Vacation time, yeah. So we'd go out, to New York or wherever. Most of the time it was New York. Always taking, fruits and stuff over there. I think most of the part he would take oranges to New York.
There was a lot of stops along the way, or just here straight to New York?
Well, he would take another family member, and so they would change seats. They wouldn't stop. Yeah, the truck never stopped. So
crazy.
Yeah, I think we'd be in New York like in 3 days, 3.5 days, or something like that, if that's right.
Yeah. It sounds doable.
Yeah, I think that it could be 4.5, but for the most part, it would be like a 2-week job or something like that, and we'd get it done like in 7 days or 8 days.
Yeah, because I think like from California to Florida is like 2 days, 3 nights or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nonstop.
Yeah.
But what else? You missed a lot of. Took a big jump all the way to 13 for childhood.
Well, I think it's there's a lot of good things that happened prior to that. But it was just mainly just all playing out on the streets and stuff like that. The hustle began a long time before 13, because I remember when I was 5 years old, we used to wash cars at the corner, the do-it-yourself car washes, and then from that it went to like pumping gas at the Arco, and then from
pumping gas.
Yeah.
Who was washing the cars? A family member, and you were helping them, or you would go out and hustle for F5?
No, like because we used to live next to a car wash where you put the quarters in and yes. you get the brush and you start doing it yourself. And I remember we used to be a bunch of like friends and stuff, and so we used to go there and used to ask, could we help you for whatever? Then they'd give you money, and then that just evolved into way more things, like pumping gas. And then back in the days when we were younger, there used to be this market that used to take back your cart, and it'd give you a quarter. And so in Southgate, when we grew up in Southgate, there was a bunch of white people, a bunch of older white people back in the days. And so one of the hustles that we used to do was we used to help them unload their their groceries into their truck. And then they'd give you a little bit of cash, and then you'd also get that 1/4 when you used to put the cart in. So we used to walk away with a bunch of money, and I think it also led to, we used to, what did we used to do? We used to pick up like cans, like recyclables, until we got chased down by the local guy that used to do that too, and he used to be like, "You guys are getting all my cans," and
Yeah, there was a guy that was his route or something.
there was a guy that was his route.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we stopped doing that, but that guy even came and talked to our parents.
What?
Yeah. Because he used to wake up at 5, and we used to hear him with the car making all that noise and stuff like that. So me and my buddies would wake up at 4, and we'd hit the block up and stuff like that, and we'd get all the cans before he would. And so since we used to live not
early bird gets the worm.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Get the can.
Yeah, get the can. So there was a lot of things that we used to do to get money and stuff like that, and it was all for wrestling magazines or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like.
Who's we? You and your buddies, or you and?
Yeah, there was a couple buddies out, on the block where I used to live in and stuff like that. I think there was a guy that was a lot older than us, maybe like 3 years older than us, that used to give us those ideas, and we used to just tag along and stuff like that. But I think that's where it created that motivation to to go out there and make money, because there's money to be made, everywhere.
How was it like in the household?
In the household, it was good. Yeah, I was a happy kid. I had no complaints. My job only was to just do homework, and after that was done, go out and play.
What made you though want to go out and hustle? Like, there has to be a reason for the desire. Like, you don't just wake up, I think, and like, I need that money. Like, you saw probably some kind of relationship with the money. Like,
yeah, well, I think early on it was introduced to me by kids that were a lot older than me, and it kind of sparked this flame in me and stuff. So I always knew that you could either just wake up and play, or you can wake up and go make money. And so I think that was something that was brought to me by kids that were older than me and stuff like that. Because these same kids were the same kids that would be like, fight, or do this and do that. And so you pick whatever you want to learn from people who come into your life. It's up to you, basically. And so but those kids specifically, I don't know what motivated them or anything like that. But me, I just wanted to be a kid. But the kids that I would hang out with needed money for some reason. And so, if they were willing to split it, then I would go with them. And it would all be like for wrestling magazines or for milk. Yeah. We used to go buy milk and cookies. And we used to go and hit the corner or buy like a fire hydrant, and we used to pop it open. And everyone used to share it and cup, and yeah, it was interesting.
I wonder where they're at now. Where are most of those guys at now? You lost touch with some of them?
I think one's a dentist in Arizona. The guy that used to teach us about going and making that money, I see he's homeless. Yeah, I seen him not too long ago by a church and stuff like that. I think he's homeless.
How did that feel?
That's interesting that you ask. It felt
like you would think he might have been better off, but then you see him and it's like, that's not the guy I used to know, huh?
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never. Well, when I seen him, I was older, and so I said hi to him, and he was like,
he didn't remember you.
No, he didn't remember me. So I was like, I left it alone. That was one that I was able to walk away from, because I had heard what he was doing prior to that, and so it didn't bother me. I wasn't going to gain anything from his friendship at that point. So, but I try to help people when I can, most of the time I'm always willing to help people that want to be helped and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay. So basically you kind of know the backstory to how he ended like that. So you don't feel like this urgency or like responsibility to help him, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like he made his bed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
He wasn't a victim then. He chose that.
Yeah, no, he was definitely, he was young, but he was a lot older in his head, so he knew exactly what he was doing, yeah. Me and him had a falling out when we were younger.
Okay.
Yeah, he always used to try to, he would punch me in my stomach sometimes when we'd just be playing or stuff like that, so, it was like, okay, I could live without him.
Yeah. But it still feels kind of like, damn, fucked up, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah. his whole family was a little bit weird. So, I mean, his brother too I think his brother is like 17 years old. He's in jail for murder or something like that. And so, I just, you tend to stay around people, stay away from people that are like that.
So homeless, dentist, and any others that you remember?
Any others? No, I haven't been able to track down any other people. From that specific time where we grew up on that block, because I think that was the sum of my childhood. After that, I was just like, I took things a lot more serious and stuff.
Yeah, that covers the childhood. Hustler from the start. Who inspires you?
I think there's a lot of people that inspire me, but for the most part, I think I gather all my strength and my willingness to go out there and do what I do for my kids and my family and stuff. I think that we gotta wake up every day and we gotta be thankful, and we gotta give it up to the Lord Almighty, and you just gotta work. You gotta put in the work. Results.
Yeah, wake up every day and be thankful. You said that, and I remembered something that I saw this morning. I've said it a few times on here that I'm practicing my daily 10. Like, as soon as I open my eyes, instantly the first 10 things I'm grateful for, and as soon as I cover it, I put a finger up, then the next one, until I can go through all 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them was my daughter. When I looked to the left to look at her,
mm-hmm.
I got a good chance to see she was smiling in her sleep, on and off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to get a little video of it,
mm-hmm.
and started my day with that.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
it's very nice to have something to live for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something, someone. So
yeah, no, yeah, that's also a part of my ritual too. I got two boys. They got baseball. They got goals, and I'm trying to help them with that. As much as I can too, as well as with the company business. That my wife's a part of and stuff. And so, if I can help out with it, I would. I could. I will.
So now, making more time for family, it doesn't mean you work less now, right? And it feels like you work more, huh? Because now you got to balance that into the busy schedule as it is, and go make time for that as well, right?
Yeah, it's very hard, especially with everybody, wanting that attention and stuff. So I don't think I'm the best at it, actually. So
I'm not either.
Yeah. You probably get a lot of crap from people that that say that, hey, I bet.
I personally feel guilty sometimes because I'm rarely home.
Yeah.
And I just came to realize that I can't stop. Like, I have this fucking, I wouldn't say it's a flaw, but I wouldn't say it's like, overall it's not a bad thing. I just think I need to know how to manipulate it in a way that works for everyone.
That works for everyone.
Because I lose myself in work.
Mm-hmm.
When I was trucking, I wouldn't be home as much.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not even trucking anymore, and I'm still not home as much.
Yeah.
Like, before the daylight saving stuff, I don't think that matters. But the point is, you leave and it's dark. You get home and it's dark.
Yeah.
And then it's like, the people you're doing it for, sometimes a lot of us risk losing them because we're not there.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up because it's crazy how life works, right?
Yeah.
You're gone all the time to make it happen, but then in the process you lose that.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen to me, but it's in the back of my mind that I need to kind of find a way. And luckily I have a woman that's very understanding, but they're human too, like, the fact that they're understanding doesn't mean that they wouldn't like it another way, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
I go through that. I go through that a lot too.
I guess that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you ever feel guilty or felt guilty when you went too hard and there was more time at work than with the family?
Oh yeah. We suffer from all the same issues that a lot of people who are, you know, starting a brand new business, or some of the issues that people go through when they're just really busy, um, or trying to please everyone else other than their family. It's a mix of all these things that people go through, right? And I'm the same way. If I'm trying to start this business, and I feel like I could do a lot at work, but you suffer on the back end of things, at home and stuff like that. And I think that it's very important for people to make time for their family in order to have
Yeah.
a successful marriage to his family.
Even a life, I think, because what good is it that you end up being successful and your family is all like there's Richard Branson, I believe. He has a saying that don't judge me by my success, judge me by that of my children,
Mm.
or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, like you could be the most successful, have all the millions, but if you let your children down and they're losers, it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
are you really that successful?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm actually the last person you should ask on how to keep a family happy, because I know that I'm not perfect in the eyes of my family and stuff like that, and so I wouldn't be able to give any advice. Maybe actually I would be able to give advice. I'd tell you exactly what not to do.
But it's enough knowing that you go through it
Yeah.
and that your attention is good.
Yeah.
So that's enough, I think,
Yeah.
to someone out there that's having the same issues. Like, this is what hustlers go through.
Yes.
And where there's no fucking manual.
No. Yeah, no, there's definitely not a manual. I think that it's hard. It's hard. It's very difficult. Very difficult to kind of, balance all these things, and so I think anybody that's going to start a new business should know that at the end of the day you come home to a family, and that if they're not happy, then you should try to make things work out, just as much as you try to make your business work, you should try to make your family and be
Yeah.
happy.
But also, that's the thing, too. I don't want to keep showing up empty-handed. I don't want, like, I'll go back empty-handed. Like, I'm here, but I don't have nothing to offer yet. Like, so it's like that whole internal battle. Like, if I come and cuddle, I'm not making it happen. If I don't make it happen, then like I get frustrated. Like you feel like you're grinding, and then you're like, I know this is at risk here, quality time that I could never get back. Is this journey worth it? It better be fucking worth it, because sometimes you're like, where's the reward? You don't see it yet, and you're just grinding, you're going, and you see this at risk, and then it's for that. It's just there's some stuff you can't explain. And so what I meant is, like, sometimes men give up on their dreams because it's kind of like if they're blackmailed, like, you're gonna lose us. Like, please understand that this is for you.
Yeah.
The reward will be for everyone. We just have to write it out. I write it out my way by grinding, showing up every day. My hardship creates it for you guys. I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
My choices affect everyone. I'm aware of that. But when the reward comes, it was all worth it.
Yeah. I think everyone's situation is different. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna say this, okay? If your wife doesn't work and you're out there you're the only breadwinner, I think it's very important to keep her in the loop of everything you're doing, your successes, your fails, and where you could have did a little bit better, because you're most likely you're out there hustling all day. Communication is so important that you need to keep her well informed of everything you do, because
Included.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You need to keep them included, and especially if they don't have a job and they're just at home, don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you can't say you're a team and you don't know the moves. Like,
You can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Because she has to have your back, and if there's kids involved, then some of those things, those insecurities can go straight to the kids. You know what I mean? And so I think
Oh shit, yeah.
I think there's a lot of situations, because I've seen a lot of situations like that before too, where friends of mine are starting businesses. They have no kids involved, but they have a wife, but they don't keep her up to date. And so I've seen, marriages fail because of that. So,
and her stress, she'll take it out on the kids, and there goes their mental health. Now when they grow up, they're mentally fucked, and it fucks with everything else around them.
Yeah. I think...
and it starts with communication.
Yeah, well, communication, of course. Yeah. Communication for sure. 100%.
And it doesn't count. Communication doesn't count like, hey, what you make for dinner. Not that type. No. No, you got to treat her as an equal, actually. You know what I mean? Talk and stuff, you know. Hey, I failed here. Hey, I made money here. And if she's a good one, then she'll understand, and she'll try to help you out too. She'll try to make you a better person. And so I think, when it comes up to, starting your own business, I think you guys need to have a plan, so no one feels left out, What about when, have you heard of those situations where they both have a dream, and it's like you both pursue your dream, or one of you guys pursues one and we go double down on that, or maybe they feel left out that they gave up on their dream for yours, and then you're over here fucking up, and that must be a complicated one.
Those are complicated. I've seen those happen too. Yeah, I've seen that happen.
They end up competing with each other.
Yeah, where someone has to put their future on the back burner and stuff, and so for one person to get what they want, and then later on first me and then you, or vice versa and stuff like that. I've seen that happen too.
First me and then you, but then first him and then divorced.
Yeah.
Like, oh, never got your turn. Sorry, buddy. Fucked up.
Yeah, I've seen that happen too.
Yeah, that la esposa de Jeff Bezos, they were giving her shit for the divorce and her part, so she's a fucking billionaire as well, right?
Right.
And she had brought it up, like people mentioned what she left with, but they don't mention what she came in with.
Oh,
so mention that as well, that she was there from day one when he was nothing.
Yeah.
So people just focus on the negative, like, oh, you left with all this money. Like, no, like she was riding with him the whole time, you know?
Back when they were
eating
sopitas Maruchan.
Yeah. I still fuck with them sopitas though.
Oh yeah.
Con limon.
There's a lot of ways you can do that. Yeah.
Sopita. Hey, the sopita. Look. Because when times get tough, it's known we got to hit the top ramen or some shit, make it happen,
Yeah.
So any hardships, like, growing up? I know we covered childhood, but maybe as far as that, like, any hardships with that, like...
Yeah, I think it was it's a very tough life, that one that I've never thought about mentioning some of the stuff that I'm about to mention, but why not, for the sake of the podcast, right? But yeah, I mean, I think when early, I know that we ended up in a camp under the freeway for battered women.
Yeah.
And so this is back in the day when if you were like abused or anything like that, like my mom.
Yeah.
Let's just say for my mom, like I think we ended up like on the streets. I think even at one point and stuff. I was too little too.
What age?
I know I was
exactly.
Still a baby.
See, it all lines up.
Yeah.
That fucking hustler in you.
Yeah.
See, and I'm connecting it.
Yeah.
See, something triggers it.
Yeah.
Too young to be thinking about money, bro.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I knew there was more to that.
Oh yeah, there's
and there it is.
Yeah, there was I think we were living like in a shelter and stuff like that for a family of 5. We were living in a shelter, I believe, and so I don't remember most of it. I remember, I hear stories and stuff like that, and I think most of my siblings also kind of know, but they don't really talk about it as well. I know I've talked to my mom several times and she's told me things like that, but she tries to forget as well. But yeah, we grew up poor. We grew up poor in East LA, and then we moved out to Southgate, and then I believe we were poor then still too, but at least we had a house. Did
you have to get creative with meals? What's one you remember, like? I'll share mine if it makes you.
Yeah.
More. I had well, we grew up on food stamps,
Yeah.
and back when there was the paper, you could like they had a little book, you know.
Yeah.
I remember the tens, I remember the way it smelled. I remember the texture.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My ghetto meal was Frosted Flakes with Tampico, bro, because there's no milk. So I put orange juice in my cereal.
Uh-huh.
Man, I would get on a fucking sick one, man. Because all that sugar, Frosted Flakes, all the sugar in the Tampico. For those who don't know what Tampico is, it's like the generic Sunny Delight.
Sunny Delight.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck. La 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 la. Fucking hyper as fuck.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, you got one like that?
I don't remember anything like that. I don't. I just, like I said, I was just a kid, too happy. I didn't pay attention to those things. I was just so happy as a kid. I just remember just, as soon as I did my homework, I just remember just, I think later on, there was times where, or you know what? You know why I don't remember? I don't remember because I was always eating over at friends' house.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what I don't remember. And the people that I used to hang out with, they used to eat good. So so I would eat good too, So I don't remember any of that, ever not having any food and stuff. Yeah, but we didn't have money though, but you know what I mean? We didn't have money. I only got one present the whole year and it was for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same present all the time, a bike from Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
We would sign up for the city. They had the mayor, he would do like a toy drive or something. So you would sign up and then everyone would show up to this, like the city, not a city hall, but it was like the city invested in this building to rent out for like weddings and quinceañeras and all that shit. So they owned it. So there's like, for Christmas, all the families that signed up for the toy drive, you show up. It'll be an event, right?
Yeah.
Then they call your names and you go get your present.
Yeah.
But it's just, are you a boy or a girl? How old are you? And you never know what you were getting.
Yeah.
But we got something. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So growing up, those were the Christmases that, and mom still did her best to, add a little extra one in there out of her pocket,
Yeah.
But mine are a blur. So I'm wondering if we like purposely forget some stuff, selective memory.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah, because how is it that we could remember certain stuff at a certain age clearly, but then other stuff is just like it never happened?
Yeah.
Like how do I skip from, how do you skip from homelessness or the shelter to all the way to 5, then all the way to 13, then all the way to Swift?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's definitely gaps in the story when when there's that much. Yeah. I agree. No, I agree. There's just we would be here all day if I really try to talk about everything. So I think that
I just need to get better at interviewing and I'll take it all out. Tell me. My eyes will get like all trippy with the swirls and fucking hypnotize you.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but I liked my childhood. I liked it. There was nothing wrong with it. I never got hit. My mom never hit me.
No.
Nah, she never hit me. I never did anything bad to her. Yeah, I was the smallest of 5, so.
Yeah. El chiqueado.
A little bit.
No chancla for you.
None.
But the siblings were not like mom. The siblings probably fucked you up. Nah. You were the baby all around.
Yeah, I think they were all doing their own thing. There was, I had a sister that, that I didn't even know I had a sister, and because she didn't live with us at the time.
Oh, okay.
And so I had a brother that was, I didn't even know I had a brother. I didn't even know I had a older brother and an older sister.
Yeah.
The sister moved out when she was young. The other brother was in jail. And so I was left with the brother and the sister. So, they were in the house, so I just remember them. And then, one day you take a ride with mom and you go to this big building and you're like, oh, okay, that's my brother. And then he's like, he got out of jail. And so he's like showing us his bruises and stuff like that. And we're like, what happened? Oh, the cops beat me up. And you're just like, the cops, those are the good guys. You know, you're little, you don't understand. And so that's when I found that I had a brother. And then some other time when, you know, we get a call from my sister, come pick me up. And then I'm going to go pick someone up. And she's like, hi, Jonathan. And I'm like, who are you? You know, and she's like, I'm ready to come back home.
So there's big gaps. That's why you don't remember them from.
I was too young. They actually moved out of the house before I could start remembering stuff. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to take a quick moment to thank Jonathan for the sign. Check it out, guys. That shit is badass. So yeah, thanks, bro.
No problem.
Hey, so tell us the story about how you found that sign that you brought to the studio.
All right.
Truck route.
I was on my way from LA to Chino, and it was I think it was like 50-mile-per-hour winds. Everything was fine everywhere.
Shit.
Yeah, I got off on So Cool Canyon right there off the 71. And my first stop, I seen it on the floor. You know, I hit the parking brake, trailer brake, me bajé, picked it up, I took it with me.
It does look like it got literally ripped off from whatever it was bolted on.
Yeah.
Like the dimensions were off a bit, probably.
Did you see that? Did you see
I noticed that.
Yeah, it got ripped off. It was a windy day.
It was mine all along, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Trippy.
You know what? You know when you're like on the freeway, what's the main thing that you see when you're on the freeway and you look to the right and you see right there that little area where you know you're not supposed to park? You see like ladders, right?
Yeah, I've seen ladders.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to stop and get that damn ladder. I just never do. It's not safe. It's not wise.
Yeah.
But you know, you see a ladder right there. It's in like está buena for sure.
Yeah.
You open it up. It's not ran over or anything like that. But I mean, it was that one when I was pulled up. When I was at the stop sign, it was just right there. All I had to do was just get off and just boom, get off, get back on. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a good spot for it.
All right.
There's plenty of room still. So let's see. What's your favorite thing about trucking?
That's a good question. Well, I've always liked to drive. Driving is what I like to do. You know, I always wanted to be a race car driver, or dirt bike driver, or motorcycle driver. And so I think it falls perfectly with me to drive. You know, at one point I wanted to be an Uber driver. I wanted to give up truck driving and be an Uber driver.
Some of them say they're doing good. Some of them, I don't know.
We get a lot of customers on the tacos that tell me that they're doing good. They show me their little app and stuff like that.
Yeah. But then I see like the pop-up, like sometimes, you know, not that I'm nosy or nothing, but I'm in the back, you know, and you hear I already know the fucking Uber sounds already. Or that's how I know they got a ride coming in, or money, right? And right away I'll see $3.50, $5. I'm like, how does that add up, you know? But maybe in 12 hours it adds up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
5 here, 10 there. As we don't stop, you know? So I think what helps them is they get bonuses.
Oh, okay.
They do little missions like this weekend, do this many amount of rides, you get 500.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, well, I think
I get sidetracked a lot. My bad.
Me and you both. I don't know. I just like to drive with no manager, like, you know, on top of me, just, you know, making sure that I'm doing my job and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think for anybody who doesn't like to be, you know, in an office environment or any type of environment where there's a boss right there staring, you know, breathing down your neck, and, you know, just micromanaging, you know, trucking is a good spot for you, especially if, you know, you're a good driver, though.
You don't get anxious though, because you're entrepreneurial and you're probably always thinking, oh, what about this idea, this business idea? Or what about this? Because that would happen to me. You're driving and you love the income and whatnot, right? And the freedom. But then you get ideas and then you're like, I kind of want to go back home and get started on this. Or you find yourself trying to write it down, you know? You don't feel that it takes time from other dreams or other goals?
Yeah. You have to write things down. So yeah, you don't get sidetracked and stuff. And for the most part, I'm able to, handle all those ideas and stuff like that while I'm driving. So I don't get sidetracked. You know what I mean? So that I don't lose focus when I'm out there on the road and stuff, because I know that that I need to have all my attention on driving, because it is a dangerous job. It's actually an easy job, but if you're not a good driver, it's very dangerous. And so
Yeah, it could change your life and end someone else's.
yeah.
Look at what happened with that Colorado case. Just like that, everything could change.
Yeah.
So
So I have to stay focused. Yeah, no, I have to stay focused. I think that it's very important that, if you're a driver and you have issues on your mind, like at home and stuff like that, I think that's where I get that one saying where it says there's a time and place for everything. And so, because if you bring what you got at home out to the field, you could very well take a right turn like a car, and you could just destroy everything to the right of you, on that corner.
yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah. Oh, has that ever happened to you? You forgot you were hauling something? It happened to me once, and that shit was scary as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
yeah.
Nothing like that?
I when I first started, yeah,
Mhm.
there was a car that I almost took out. I made the turn like if I was driving a car, and
Yeah.
the car that I almost took out was, well, when I made the left, I was making a left, and I was in Pennsylvania, and I was barely starting off, and so when I made the left, I made it exactly like how I would do it in a car. Took the left lane instead of the far right, and when I looked into the mirror to make sure I wasn't gonna hit anything or anything like that, because
Yeah.
when you're driving, you're starting, you always make sure that you made the turn. And right when I was making the turn, the back of the wheels were gonna just run over a little car, and I stopped, and the trainer was in back, so in the back sleeping, and
He woke his ass up. Bah!
well, he fell out of bed.
Yeah.
He fell out the bed, and luckily I caught it in time. But yeah, it could have been much worse.
Yeah. That's one way one scenario of forgetting. But what about after a long shift? Has this ever happened to you? You get in your personal vehicle and it's automatic. At least mine was, right? And then you go to release the brakes. You never done that? You never worked so long that you're like, you don't know where you're in?
No.
Or you want to put the clutch, and it's an automatic?
No.
No? Damn,
No.
I guess I was a chucho.
Oh, Chicho. No, that never happened to me. Luckily, I never went through that. But I did have a Mustang that was manual, and I got rid of it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing you want to do is be in a truck all day switching gears, and when you're ready to go home, you're stuck in traffic and switch more gears.
Yeah. How do you feel about driving automatic trucks? There's a lot of stuff that reminded me of this, that there's this ego or this whole, like, you're not a badass or a real trucker if you have automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you give a fuck if it's automatic or not?
I think I'm new to the automatic. Yeah.
Okay. Have you driven one?
Yeah, the one I have right now is automatic.
okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
When, in this day and age, you have so many ideas and so many things to worry about, gas, inflation, the war, people dying, when you see the news, it's depressing. And so I think having one less thing to think about is better.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It really is, though. It really is. You have to get used to it, because, it's very slow to start. You know, you can't take off fast. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I heard it's bad for bumping dogs. The reverse is like instant, like bah, like you gotta watch out if you're backing into a dock. Is that true?
it's true, but you end up
Getting the hang of it.
yeah, you end up getting
Todo
the
de
hang of it.
maña.
Yeah.
So now you know you gotta step on that brake a little more or something, right?
Yeah.
And release slowly.
Well, you get that from a lot of older cats that tell you all that. They say that, I don't like that. I don't like it. And then they give you 10 reasons why not to like it. And they try to make you not like it. And
They don't take the time to let it, to
learn.
adapt to it.
Yeah, to learn to it. Yeah.
Would you go back then if you could? Like, hey, a new truck just came in. It's stick shift. Do you want to switch? You're not like,
I wouldn't care.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. If they put me on a stick shift, then whatever. I didn't ask for the automatic. I had a manual one before.
Yeah.
And then they gave me another one. And so I don't care for. It really doesn't bother me. But if I had to choose, if they told me, hey, you got to choose, then automatic.
Why do you think some people talk shit about it? Is it really that serious, you think? Or is that just their personal problem? Like machismo or... You know what I mean?
I have a couple friends that give me crap about that all the time. Oh, he drives a automatic. What does he know? But I mean, it doesn't. It's just them giving you crap. I don't know. I don't see the point. I never liked that word about machismo because it doesn't apply to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I see something that that I don't mind doing or whatever, like say for example, like you gave your son a kiss or you know what I mean, that, or
I don't mind doing that in public.
No, I don't mind that either. It doesn't bother. None of that bothers me. I don't like for people to label me anything. And then
I didn't get that in public, from what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So, just want to give what I would have wanted.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah. No, yeah. But as far as I don't have no preference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, standard or automatic. It doesn't bother me.
Hey, what does machismo mean to you, anyways? Because maybe I have the wrong idea of it. I think it's the whole manhood mentality. Like it has to be this way, and I'm not open to anything different than what I know, or like the traditional, or like the man has to be this. Or
I think they're false. It's not, when you pull down when you get out of your truck and you're rolling down your landing gear. Do you wear gloves?
sometimes
Why?
I want to keep my hands clean, and I don't give a fuck if they talk shit that it's not manly.
Yeah.
Because I go and touch my girl with those hands. Like I go touch my daughter with those hands. I go touch my son, like hug them with those hands. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And context matters for all you fucking perverts out there. I know what I meant. But, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. See?
yeah, I wear gloves.
Me too. There's a lot of people that I know that don't. And they don't wash their hands to the end of the day. I don't know. That's what I think machismo is. It's
in a sense, it's caring what others will think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I
and
think
trying
so.
to seem hard.
Yeah.
I'm tough. Look at my hands. They're all greasy, bro. You're a little bitch. You got clean hands.
Yeah.
I don't see no dirt under your fingernails. You're not man enough.
Yeah. That's what I think it is.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just like, what was that all about? Why
I guess I like men too.
Why are you even bringing it up? Yeah.
Look at your hands all clean. Look at those fingertips. The cleaner to stick it up your ass.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, getting serious now. Yeah, machismo. Well, it's just adopting the beliefs from the past, and they're handed down to you from someone that believes them. It's all down to beliefs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I keep bringing up this book, and I need to read it again. The Los Cuatro Acuerdos by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Uh-huh.
If anyone has machismo deeply embedded in their DNA, that book might help you. Could help for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not sponsored by Don Miguel Ruiz. I just find self-improvement books really, I love that shit.
Yeah.
But do you have any books you recommend? or any quotes?
Um, I don't. I like to hear things. I like to
Okay.
read things and stuff like that. But it's not. I don't use anything that I read or anything that I hear like for my own personal life. I go based off of the experience and my past and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so if I want to do something, I never let anybody influence me to make any decision. Nobody that influences what I decide to do or anything like that.
But the decisions you make are based on how you were brought up and that belief system. So you wouldn't be open to see another way. Not that that means having to become what you read, but just being open to like, what if I don't have it figured out on this aspect? That makes sense to me now. And just taking what works for you and what doesn't. Because you could never stop learning. I think there's always something you could take from every experience and every book or every quote.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that they're telling you how to live.
Mm-hmm.
You take what works for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I like to listen to them.
yeah.
I have no problem listening to things like that, But I've never read anything to where it inspired me to do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's some people that overdo it. One thing is to be motivational, but you don't want to be a motivational idiot. Like, you put this quote, but you're not really about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that.
Let's crush it, guys. Let's go kill it.
Yeah.
You post that, you fucking, you didn't give it your all that day. Like, why do you do that to yourself? Like,
Yeah.
putting a front that you're something you're not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think I just like to help people. I think moving into the future, I would like to help my community out a little bit more.
Yeah. We got to start with yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't give back if you don't got nothing to give.
Well, I think if you're in a position to give back, then you're most likely in a position to to help.
Yeah.
Or wait a minute, I think I said that wrong. I think if you're in a position to give, you do have something worth it.
Oh, maybe your time.
Yeah, time. I think that I think everybody should give back a lot more than what they're currently doing right now. Yeah.
It might be like we're stuck just chasing that like whatever little we get is like this, the closed fist.
Yeah.
And through my first, I had I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but I had an experience, and through another trucker friend that I just literally met through the Instagram,
Yeah.
And you know who you are. Thank you for introducing me to that experience. And then through that, I met this person that at the end of that experience, he said something that stuck with me. Like, a lot of times we want to receive blessings or whatever, and we get a little bit of it, but we do this. We close our fist because we're just so used to not getting or not having things, right? So we close our fist, and the minute we do that, we just block all the other blessings that are coming because your hands aren't open to receive them.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm trying to say is the more you get, the more you should give.
Yeah.
And keep it going. Keep that hand open.
Yeah.
It comes, proportional. You get more, you give more.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get more and then you're like, okay, I think you want to keep the giving lower, keep the receiving higher.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm all over the place.
No, I understand.
The main point is the more you give, the more you get, the more you give.
Yeah.
That's why you keep getting blessed. I just believe that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Moving forward, I think I wanna give a lot more to the community because I'm not saying I'm blessed to where I could do that, but I think there's ways of figuring things out on how you can be of service to the community and stuff like that. Because I think a life of service is way better than any other life that you can possibly think of. When you give something to someone that's either poor or just they need that information like for their head, they're not right and stuff like that. I think that's the ultimate goal for me moving forward because if I can't help you out with something like getting you a job or or making you realize that this is the best decision for you, then I want to help out the community as like maybe like just anything that I can think of. Like I've had a couple ideas about like nonprofits and stuff like that. Maybe nothing in writing yet. I've ran this idea with a couple people and stuff like that, and it's not for sure. Nothing's in stone yet, but maybe in the future I'm thinking about doing a nonprofit for people who are at a disadvantage to okay, so like in the Mexican culture or in the Hispanic culture, Latino culture, I'm not sure if Central Americans do this and stuff like that, but I know in the Mexican culture we have quinceañeras, right?
Yeah.
And I know that's something huge. And I know that if you're 14, you either want to have a quinceañera or a sweet 16, right?
Yes.
And so the things that I was thinking about when I say giving back more to the community is maybe even providing like the food for them, because not everyone's in a situation where they can get the DJ or the banda or
they gotta
the
get
food.
the padrinos.
The padrinos, right?
Padrinos for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bigger. The list of padrinos bigger than the guest list sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even then, it's like you can't get a hall, so you do it at your home.
Yeah.
Or you can't get a banda, so you get a DJ. Or you can't get the food, so you order pizza. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure nobody would want to have a quinceañera with Little Caesars pizza boxes, right? So I think even if they got like a taquero like me to go out and provide a service for free, then that could be a way of giving back. So I mean, like I said, it's nothing in stone, but maybe in the future I could see myself doing something like that.
I'm erasing your strike because I just did it right now.
Okay.
Just banged on the table, man. But yeah, you said that reminded me of a quote. I always go to these fucking quotes again.
No.
But like when you started talking about that, the purpose of life is a life of purpose.
Yeah.
Huh? You like that one?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I want to make sure I said it before we moved on. Makes me feel smart.
You are. You are. You are.
Let me see. So, tell me about the taco side of things. I want to keep it balanced. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
We'll go back to tacos. What's up with that? How is that? Like, you're doing trucking, you're doing tacos. You never thought, like, you're splitting your power, like putting energy in trucking, or have you ever thought of like just going all in trucking or going all in tacos, like, or what's your plan? You're gonna do both forever? What's that look like?
Well, ideally, I'd always want to be a truck driver. Always. Something that I like to do and that I can do it good. I'm pretty sure every truck driver out there is looking at this or hearing this is saying, there's nobody that could back up better than me.
Than me,
Or nobody could do it.
Can you blindside a 20-footer container? Can you blindside a 20-foot container?
Right?
Can you?
I don't know if I can. I never did a 20. But yeah. I've only did 53. And so I'm saying it's like, I could do it good. I don't have to be better than anybody else. I just have to go out there and do my job. So as far as me thinking about ever leaving trucking, I don't think so. You know what I mean? As far as being a taquero full time, I don't ever think I could do that either. Full time, no.
That's just the way it is then. 50-50.
50-50.
With the taco side of things, is there a business partner or is it all you as well?
No, it's me and my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My wife was, she used to sell tacos. Her dad used to sell tacos from their house in Compton. And so he was kind of labeled as like the taco king back in the days.
Hey, all the taco people right now, they're punching the air, bro.
I'm pretty sure they could vouch for him.
They're like, nah, I'm the taco king.
Yeah. Yeah. And so...
beefing it with King Taco?
King Taco.
Overrated or underrated?
Over and under.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no problem with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. Did you know that they don't give you lemons? Limes?
I can't fuck with that.
Limes?
I gotta have that.
The lime?
Yeah, I gotta have that. Lemon or lime, I don't mind.
Right.
Just need that tanginess.
Yeah.
That that adds that little touch.
Yeah.
That's me being Salt Bay with the lemon.
Yeah. So it's me and her. It's me and my wife. She wanted to do a business. She wanted to go into business selling tacos again. And so I said, well, do you know if your dad's going to want to help you out? You know, because he was retired already. And so he was retired and living in Mexico. And so when we thought of this idea, we asked him. And he's like, hey, do you think, in Spanish, because he speaks Spanish. So, and we asked him if he was willing to help us out, start the business up again. He was all like, yeah. And we were all like, you sure? Like, you don't need to. Like, he's retired.
Yeah.
Living in Mexico. So we asked him and he said, yeah. And so we started up this business again, and we were lucky, blessed enough to get all his customers back, and so they remember him and they go to him because,
How long ago was this? This is when I saw that post when you got the new trailer?
Prior.
2
years prior.
Was that your first trailer?
Yeah.
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 How did you start though?
We started just so like when we asked him if he was going to be able to help us out, start this business, taco business, he's all like, yeah. So as soon as he got here, we went full throttle. We made a carreta, which is, the equivalent to just like a little taco stand, whatever, and
Carreta is that aluminum cart that you put the propane under?
Yeah.
And then you cook on top of it.
Yeah.
And you scrape all the burnt stuff off.
Así es. Yeah, so we made one of those and we started selling just everywhere until,
Hold up, you made it. Those are handmade or what?
Those are handmade. My father-in-law had made that. Yeah. He had a welder, but it's all my father-in-law's idea. Like, from...
It matters the type of metal and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. They know what metal it is. I really don't know. I just went and bought the stuff. But it was... he had made several before. And so when we made the carreta, we were all like, well, what are we going to do? And so we're going to sell. Okay, well, how are we going to get back to customers? And so when he was in business, there was no social media. There was not even smartphones, And so thanks to social media, we're able to post pictures of him. We're able to spread the word. And luckily in the community of, in the Paramount community and Compton community,
They remember him?
Yeah, they remember him. So we were able to put that together and get back a lot of his customers. And slowly we're getting them all back. There's a lot more to go. A lot more of them to go. Because he used to sell from his house in Compton. And so, he used to sell as much as 300 to 400 pounds of meat just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Fuck. That's a lot of fat tacos or a lot of, skimpy tacos. It depends. That's a lot of meat.
Hooked up. Yeah, so, when you see those numbers and you know the amount of customers that he used to have, then you know that you can do it. It's possible. Yeah.
So how does that go? That process though, like, it's like trucking probably. You got to keep up with everything. Like if you stop, obviously everything stops. So, but the taco stuff sounds a little more stressful. Like I got to have someone that'll chop up the onion, all those, when you have those on a tray, you pick your cilantro, you pick your this and that, the salsas. You're not buying all that shit. You're probably making it, all the salsas. So what's that schedule like? Your wife does that at night. Then in the morning, you separate everything. And what happens with the old salsa?
Right. Well,
tell us. I'll tell you what I'm curious about, but keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, when when I got introduced to the way they make tacos, I was blown. I was like, what? How do they do this? It's way different. I've never had this type of taco. You know, when you go like to King Taco, you're used to like cilantro and onion, white onion, and you know, green sauce, red sauce, and then just, you know, meat. I call it the popcorn meat. You know, the meat that's not made on, you know, the over mesquite, right? Because that's the way that the Sinaloa taco is. You barbecue it. It has to be bien asada, you know? And it's a certain type of meat. You know, it's not like, you know, ranchera or Diez Mil. No, it has to be chuck roll. And so everything is made fresh daily. And so nothing is ever taken to the next day. And that's their style. You know, everything.
Is that a risk? Like, you have to know your numbers then, because if you invest, you're not going to invest in 400 pounds of meat at this stage, because then what would happen? You're going to lose. And some people, I'm thinking, this is just me, I don't know about the industry. I'm assuming. But if your business is the money you get from selling that meat, you're not going to want to throw it away if you didn't sell it all in one day. You know, so I always trip out, like, I hope I'm not eating old meat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think that at first when we started, we never want to overbuy anything, especially meat. You always want to sell out. You never want to have anything for the next weekend or anything like that. So you always sell out. You always start off small. And if you sell out that day, then you sold out. And if there's 20 people, 30 people, that's it. You're done for the day.
You don't have a runner like, hey, go get 10 more pounds.
We've done that.
More people showed up. Let's go.
We've done that. We still do that. And we'll go buy some more meat, but most of the time, no. We'll sell
overwhelming.
Out. Yeah, we'll sell out for the rest for the day.
Just put up your sold out sign. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Now you know you gotta be earlier.
Yeah.
This shit is fire. You missed out, homie.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what I say in my head.
Yeah, okay. It's all perspective.
Yeah.
So why do you think some people stay with they start with the carreta like you, right? Then there's the trailer.
Yeah.
Like the mobile, the food truck.
Yeah.
What's the difference with like the actual, forgive the way I say it, this is how we know it, the roach coach versus the trailer? Are there levels, or roach coach and the actual trailer that you tow around, it's the same shit, just the cost wise? Or
yeah, I think that you know, the roach coach is with the, you know, it has the engine, right? And we went with one that didn't have an engine, so it's a big difference. I think it's like $100,000 difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those the ones with the engine, they can go up to like 140 to 180, as opposed to ours. It could be like 60 to 70 to 80, maybe cheaper. Just depends on how big you want it and what you want inside. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's best for there to be no engine, because I always see them breaking down and stuff like that, and that's not something that I want. I'm more of I'd rather have a car that's in good condition that can haul that than to not know what I'm doing. Like, I've always wondered too. Like, when I see those, I'm like, what is it? Is it a Ford? Is it a Chevy? I don't know. How am I supposed to know? I can fix Chevy, maybe even some Ford. But if it's an international, or I don't know what the other possibilities are, because I've never seen any logos on it.
Okay, so just seeing the trailer or the actual roach coach, it's not you can't eyeball it and be like, oh, that guy's doing better because he has one with an engine. It doesn't matter. It's just your style, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you're stationary or not, probably.
Yeah,
right?
I think everybody gets what they can afford. Yeah, and the one that I got, I could afford it. So obviously, I'm not going to go for $180,000 lunch truck. It doesn't make any sense. How long is it going to take for you to actually get that back? You know, that's what I am. That's what I'm about.
What about as far as the menu goes? Do you think there's a strategy to it? Like, the simpler, the better? And how do you remember to always keep the same flavor? Like, what's the secret to that?
Yeah.
Because you might have a taco here one day and then tomorrow it tastes different, because, I don't know, there's got to be something to it, like a tactic. Like, this is the way we make them. This is our signature touch.
Yeah.
Your menu's pretty simple, or you have variety? Like,
It's simple. It's simple, and I think it's worked out for us that way, because we only sell two types of meats. We sell asada and we sell tripa, but the variety of ways that we, concoct those things it's a lot. Because I mean, there's the taco, and then there's a quesadilla, and there's a vampiro, there's a molita.
I like molita.
You like it?
Yeah.
We just started selling those. I think for the most part, it was always just a vampiro without the top of the tortilla at the top of it.
Mm.
And then there's a papa loca, and then there's a torito, and then there's doradas, and then there's just different ways that you can do it with those two meats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's simpler. You could just more ways of you can eating it than to have every single meat. That's never been something that I think they wanted.
Do you think the next step is like an actual restaurant, or some people just choose to stay like stationary with the lunch truck?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are better off with that versus the other overhead. What are your plans?
Well, I think that the lunch truck is something that happened to a lot of people because of COVID. I know a lot of people with restaurants who it wasn't working out for them, so they bought a lunch truck and put it right outside the restaurant.
Because that's dining out, right?
Yeah.
That's outside dining.
Just put it right outside the restaurant.
You know what's crazier? What I heard is online restaurants.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck. Is that the right way?
Is it like Uber? Like Uber Eats?
This is the scenario. I think DJ Khaled talked about it on a podcast. I forgot. This is what I remember. Like you take advantage of the pandemic because everyone's eating out, right?
Yeah.
Or even takeout. So you do these businesses, these restaurants. It's one building, but within that building, you own that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within that building, you have three types of restaurants. You have Indian food, you have Chinese food, you have Mexican food,
Mm-hmm.
right? All of those are your business. So when you sign up with DoorDash and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
you're still selling all that just under different names. And there's no location for the restaurant. It's just all cooked in that building.
Yeah.
And it's takeout.
Yeah, that's genius. Yeah. All those ideas cross through my mind. Yeah.
But you see what I mean? Like we always find a way. So it's just knowing the current situation and how can I offer a solution. I think that's all that business is, offering someone a solution.
Yeah, we follow online businesses only. And
Yeah.
we purchase from them, and we eat it, we enjoy it, we post it up on our Instagram, we let our followers know too, we're supporters of small business as well. Like, in the commissary that we work at, where we park our truck at, there's a lot of different trucks and stuff like that. Sushi, hamburgers, you name it. You know what's hitting right now a lot is the hibachi.
Okay.
And so we see those, and we go and we go to their businesses too, and we eat there too, because we're big food fans too,
Okay.
So we want to support local businesses as well, especially if they're parking 10 feet away from us or something like that.
There's no envidia in the industry. Like, what if another taquero parks across the street? Are you gonna beef it, or are there certain not politics, but you know what I mean? Como corre el agua ahí?
I think for you to take the next step, okay, so like say for example, if you have a lunch truck, like say for example, you don't go and buy a lunch truck hoping that you're gonna get customers. You gotta start small, and you gotta build a base. You gotta build. You gotta get your customers. I think when you're at that point to buy the lunch truck,
You buy it because you need it. You're growing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I think that if a lunch truck parked next to us, I don't think there's gonna be any beef. Why? Because they have their own. They have their own customers. You know what I mean? And so we have our own customers.
And at the end of the day, your quality will. It's if you lose all your customers to the one next door, there's something to learn from them.
Right.
Who's cooking all that asada? What's up? What's your recipe?
Right. Yeah. No. We have our own customers. We're actually on where we're at on Alondra, there's no one from the 710 at Atlantic all the way to like Alameda. We're the only people on Alondra. And so, I mean, we welcome anybody that can go and whatever, we don't care. But, down Atlantic, from Alondra all the way to Compton, there's
a lot of guys that make, I don't know if they make a living or that's a hobby or whatever, but they go and review these food trucks.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure there's a hefty fee for that sometimes.
Yeah.
So, have you ever reached out to anyone? You don't got to mention names, but is that a thing? People that review your food for a fee?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Some people charge and some people, contact you and,
Hey, I could do this for you.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any quotes?
Yeah.
What's the highest?
I think the highest was like 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
And why? How many followers did they have? Or was it because they were going to do a video for you? What were you get? What was the value for you?
I never hit anybody. I never did it.
But what would have been the value that you were seeking by talking to them?
I mean, I've asked, like, hey, do you do any collabos and stuff? And they're all like, yeah. And then they send me a price, and I'm like, I didn't know they were doing it for money. Honestly, I had no idea. And so, the ones with a lot of followers, you do have something to gain from having them, go and try out some of your food and stuff like that. But I think we were lucky enough to have already a fan base without all that.
Like your food sells itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father-in-law did a great job at what he used to do, and when the customers found out that we were back in business, they just started flooding. They just started showing up, just deep, sometimes all at the same time. Where we'd have a line out to the corner, wrapped around the corner. And so, like I said, I mean, yeah, if you want to start your own business, you go ahead and do so. But, start small. Don't go straight for the stars because, what they say, like 90% of businesses that start fail the first year.
Yeah.
So this year I'm coming up on a year, actually.
You can't buy your way in, then. You can't buy.
I mean, it has to be top notch.
You could buy a nice truck, all decked out. Your food is whack.
Yeah.
The carreta guy sells out fast.
Yeah. The carretas, yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, we're lucky enough to where we make really good tacos and stuff like that where they keep on coming back. I mean,
you're making me want to go try them. Dude, let's do a shout out for your business. Where can they go? The people right here in SoCal.
Well, the Instagram account is Taqueria Mi Lindo Mazatlan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on the Instagram account. So.
And the nearest cross streets around here?
It would be Alondra and EC, close to like Alondra and Bullis, Alondra and Long Beach.
Every day, what's the schedule like?
Saturday and Sunday for now only. So.
Okay. Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. We only work Saturdays.
Evenings? Morning?
Evenings, yeah. From 4:20.
4:20.
To 10
p.m.
p.m.
Con hambre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Come have some tacos with us. We're there. We'll be there every Saturday and Sunday. Ahí nadie los quita. We actually park. The reason why we're one of the only ones right there in that whole stretch of Alondra is because in Compton they're very strict. So if you're on the streets in Compton, you have to move every 30 minutes. But since, right?
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. So luckily enough, where we're at, I own that property. So we that restaurant that's right there, it was a fish restaurant before that belongs to us. So we're able to park on the property right there. But I don't think there's any other in Compton, I don't think there's any other lunch trucks.
That's a big...
Because who would want to work in Compton if you have to move every 30 minutes? How would you?
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
It'd be an inconvenience.
How do you feel, though, with the crime rate coming up and there's all these robberies and shit like that? Do you think that accepting, operating like on a cashless basis is technology is able to give you that opportunity, right? Like Cash App, Zelle, all that. I know the lunch truck down the street here, he takes Zelle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's always a risk, right? Like, you never worry you might get jacked. You know what I mean? Because if it's cash money, then
Yeah, you have to think about those things and stuff like that, and you have to think of ideas on how to be, smarter. You have to outsmart the bad guys all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's always on my mind. It's always on my mind. It's always been on my mind. Growing up in LA, you gotta always watch your back, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's always a risk, but we're willing to take it.
Food trucks have cameras now, some of them.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I have cameras.
Yeah.
I have cameras on the property.
He has cameras. Just saying.
Don't try it.
And a little something,
Yep.
perhaps.
Remember, I'm on my property. I'm not on the street.
Remember that shit. I think you're in a good position.
Yeah.
You get creative with that lot, you could do a lot.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm about to start spitting. You get creative with that lot, you could do a lot.
Yeah.
Damn. Anything else you want to add about tacos? I think I'm gonna upset some people out there. I ran out of questions for the taco life. So
Yeah.
What else can you tell me? Something interesting that people that don't do taquerias might not know. Fun fact.
I would say I don't know. I just it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see my family work when they're doing tacos. My father-in-law loves what he does. Right? He's only had one job all his life, and that's making tacos. And so when he wakes up, loving to do what he does every single day.
I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like it would get boring.
Right?
Tortilla, salsa, carne. Order number, blah, blah, blah. Next. Tortilla, carne, salsa.
Here, I know why. Now I just seen something. Okay, so when you said that, it's all the same people. They go. We hardly see any new faces. And if we do see any new faces, they become the same faces that we see all the time. So it's like it's that satisfaction that you get when you make something good and they keep on coming back and they keep on coming back, or they say, or we see a new face and he's the one that's, hey, tal told me about this spot, he sent me over here, and I think that's what gives him, that's what makes him, that's his motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your motivation? Well, you said your family earlier, but when you're out there helping them, what do you do when you go in there?
I'm on the grill.
On the grill?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just asar la carne.
Yeah.
I make the vampiros, and I do the choreadas. I do the toreados, the chile toreados.
Forgive me, when you said chorreadas, I thought about Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Not that kind, right?
Yeah. Just pancakes.
So chorreadas, tell me more about that. What the fuck? What is that? Chorreadas.
Choreada is
Why would you use that name? Let's see if you could do that name a good justice.
Yeah.
Chorreadas.
Well, a choreada is basically it's asiento de puerco.
What's asiento de puerco? Like,
Asiento de puerco, it's like, how when they make chicharrón,
yeah.
and
The pork rinds.
right.
Yeah.
And so todo lo que sobra, lo de abajo, whatever falls to the bottom of the cazuela, that's called asiento de puerco.
Oh, okay.
So they get that, and they get that, and they freeze it, and they do their process. I don't know exactly how they do it, but that's exactly what they smother the choreada with. And so you get that flavor. It's like a pop, like a very flavorful.
It's like all the residue of the previously cooked pork meat, whatever little tiny bits and pieces are left on that grill, and they go on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would have a distinctive taste.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it tastes really good.
Probably a little burnt, a little like crispy, like
Chicharrón.
yeah.
Yeah, you get that flavor.
So that's all it is?
That's all it is. It's a choreada. It's what makes the choreada.
Is it on a tortilla? Is it on a...
It's like on a gordita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like on a gordita. And then you put cheese on it, and then you put the asiento. They call it asiento. They call it some other word. I forget the name of it. But it's asiento de porco, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember now. Tripas. I like tripas, bro. I never, 'cause it's funny because I'm picky. Like, I won't eat I never even tried it. So, sesos,
Oh, okay.
lengua. It just sounds weird to me. Ew, I'm not gonna eat a lengua.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat a tongue.
Yeah.
And then you see the tongues, they're fucking huge. It's like, a kiss, like, I'm eating that.
Yeah.
But there's a process to it, right?
Yeah.
But either way, I'm not interested at the moment. But tripas, I don't eat that, but I'm down for tripas, you know? So I don't know what it is about tripas,
Yeah.
But what's the process with tripas? Do you buy them like the whole... Tripas in English is intestines, right?
Beef guts.
Beef cuts. Okay, that sounds nicer.
Yeah, beef guts.
But it is the gut. Beef guts, you
Yeah.
said. Beef guts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there poop in them?
In the intestines, no.
No?
No.
Why do some people say that they're sometimes, at this spot they're full of poop? Or what the fuck is that? Is that a myth? What are they confused that's inside of them? Like little black pieces of something.
I don't know. I've never had, the way my father-in-law makes them is that he cleans them.
What is there to clean? Poop.
And
they clean the poop.
It's like that. It's like that film. It's like a film.
Oh.
It's because it's not colon. You're not serving colon. You know.
Cáigale a los taquitos de colon, un taquito de culito, 2 por 1, right?
Yeah, it's not colon.
It's not colon.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not that. It's not the lower half of your colon where all the poop is at.
Guys, we could try them now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try them now.
It's intestine, right? Your intestine, the food goes down here, your intestine, and it goes all the way down to where the very, very bottom of it. It's not,
stop right before the colon.
Yeah, you don't have that. We're not serving,
Okay.
Yeah, so they get cleaned prior to them being cooked, and then we put them on a grill.
How does that process go? You go buy them cut up already, or?
Well, you get a whole colon. You get a whole colon. See what you made me do? You get a whole tripa.
He said it wasn't colon. Got him. You get a whole tripa.
You get a whole tripa, and you cook it, and you put it on the grill.
Oh, so you buy them by the tripas, like one intestine, obviously per animal, duh. But you buy them in portions.
Yeah,
and let me get 3 intestines.
It's beef too.
Huh?
It's beef.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of people think it's pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. If you literally got a tripa the pig, it would only be like a couple pounds. As opposed to a cow, it could be, I don't even know, heavy.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of pounds.
Yeah, the pig doesn't work out for many things other than carnitas.
Mm-hmm.
See, it wouldn't work for tripas, tacos, and it doesn't work for a heart transplant.
No.
Some guy got a heart transplant. He died like 2 weeks after. So they already tried that.
Yeah.
So the pigs are useless.
Yeah. No, it's
Sorry, Charlotte's Web creator. But anyway.
Yeah, we get a lot of...
I told you I'd go all over the fucking place. So where were we? The tripas?
The tripa, yeah. The tripa, it's... We do it... We when we do our tripa, right before it goes into your taco, we grill it. And that's what everyone loves.
I love the crispiness.
Yeah.
Tripa.
We get a lot of older cats. Your tío, your grandpa, your dad. We get a lot of them. Huh? The young folk don't seem to care for it much. But it's the older folk that know, and they know what it's all about.
It's just one of those things that I wouldn't buy at any lunch truck. I don't know why. I don't know where you're getting it from.
I actually encourage anybody out there that's listening to this to go try anybody else's tripa tacos and then come here to us.
No, you don't want that. You know why? Because if they have that bad experience, they'll never get to you. They're just going to go, tripas suck. So let them start here and start them off right.
All right. So I encourage anybody that had bad tripas in their life to come here and try them now.
Yeah. Or you want to start your tripa journey with the right ones.
Yeah.
But I might go try them today from his specific spot. And I'll let you guys know.
Yeah. We'll give them the update. It actually, it's the first thing to sell out.
Yeah. You're on today?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make it today.
Yeah. You get there
Damn
early.
it, you got me, man.
We'll sell out. That's the first thing that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. Tripas. You buy the intestine. Let me get 3 intestines. Like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
We
okay.
actually say we want 30 pounds, 40 pounds.
Oh, okay.
And then they give us whatever they give us. We'll work with it. We'll clean it. We'll serve it to the public. It's
I don't know if you noticed, but you started whispering.
yeah. I could. You know what?
You got tired?
No. I just hear. It's these headphones. I could hear myself and it sounds.
Do you want me to turn yours down?
No, we're good. Unless I am whispering.
Yeah, you were. Look at what you're doing to me, homie. I got all these cuts I gotta do, man. Look at what you did, man. Just messing with you. Save me some tripas, please.
All right.
But let's see, where were we? We're 2 hours in, bro.
Oh wow.
Right? Didn't even notice.
What?
At first, we had the nervous tensions and all that, but all right. Enough about tripas. Nothing else you want to add? So we could go back in with that.
No, we're good. Yeah. That's it.
So that's enough talk about tacos, because then I'm gonna want to just stop everything and go grab me some tacos. So moving on. If not in trucking or the tacos, what would you do? Let's just say something happened. You can't truck and you can't be you can't push them tripas any longer.
I'd probably be cutting hair.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why that?
I've done it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How'd you learn? On your friends, like everyone does in the front porch.
YouTube.
Oh, shit.
YouTube and a bunch of friends that were willing to
Yeah.
get a free haircut.
You're good at doing the fade, huh?
Yeah, I was prior. I was cutting hair prior to that whole lineup thing here in LA, you know, that all the kids are doing now. They get their lineups and stuff like that. When I started, I was doing cortes regulares. You know, trimming nose hair and ear hair and
Why you look at me like that? Is mine showing?
a little bit. I can't see from here. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What about your significant other? Is like the lunch truck stuff? Is that something she wanted to do?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's her passion. Yeah, because when she was younger, she used to work with her dad side by side. So, yeah. So she enjoys being there and seeing all the old faces and all the new faces, and everyone that works in that type of where you provide like a food. It does something to you when you see the same customers over and over again, and they never get tired of it. And you know, and they bring other people, and then those other people become customers, because we got a lot of diehards.
Yeah, it's a passion there.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to run a business by myself. She's definitely done a lot of things as far as, you know, permits, licenses, trips to the county, trips to the city, you know, dealing with the health and dealing with just a bunch of people that want to, you know, take money from you because, you know, you're legit now, you know. Back when we had the careta, you didn't pay any of that stuff, you know. But you're running the risk of, you know, health showing up and taking everything from you. It's a lot of risk.
Yeah.
All those people out there that you see in the corners of a marketplace or anything, they get rolled up on. City comes, health department, they show up with cops.
Oh, so you can't.
They all.
And trash bags.
And trash. You've seen?
Yeah, I've seen some videos.
That's.
Hey, shout out to Hood Santa.
Oh.
You follow him?
I do.
You heard of him?
Yeah, I do.
So, yeah, it's good what he's doing for that community, you know?
What is he doing again?
Like, he exposes that, like how vendors, you know, protect our street vendors.
Oh, okay.
Respect the street vendors.
Uh-huh.
If someone ends up getting harassed or whatever, like, he puts the word out. The community comes together and they bless that individual. And it just sets a good thing in motion, like leading by example. Other people are inspired to help. And I'm more aware of like conditions that vendors go through because of following him. So, you know what I mean? Like you never know what impact your voice can have.
Yeah.
So I just got to give him his props since we're on the topic.
All right. Yeah. Props
I don't know if he's ever going to watch this, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. He is.
What's up,
Yeah,
bro?
no, I actually seen they give a bunch of toys out like to during Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
And
hey, keyword Santa.
Yeah, keyword Santa.
Yeah.
Okay. Hashtag.
So if you could go back, what would you do different?
Nothing.
That's a popular answer, believe it or not.
I've gained so much experience and so much, and so much things that I've done. The good and the bad and stuff like that. So I'm not really trying to change anything. No.
Okay.
I'm
It made you where you are today.
Yeah.
What did you want to be growing up? Did you always know?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna go into the Marines.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I thought that was gonna be my life.
And what led to that? Some movie or something, or family member?
A family member, my brother-in-law's brother. He was very influential when it came to that. He was in the Marines, and so he was a staff sergeant at the time, and he took me onto the base and showed me, the ins and outs of things, and I used to walk on the base with him, and everyone that used to pass through him or pass by him used to stop and salute him, and so that was always something that I wanted to do, and so. Yeah, I remember always wanted to be a Marine. And then one day after I graduated high school, I go straight to where you sign up for
the recruiter, recruitment.
And then I tell them.
Pull-ups.
Yeah, no, I did everything, right? Passed all the physicals and stuff like that. And then I never thought about it. He's all like, well, this is the list of jobs that we have available for you after I took the test.
You did the ASVAB.
Yeah. And he's all like, basically, you're just going to be a killer. And I'm like, I don't apply for no other jobs other than just infantry. Nope. I wasn't smart enough.
Nah, don't say. We're all smart, I think, in our own way. Right?
Yeah.
Like all those tests and all the society's ways to gauge it, I think they're wrong. Because someone fabricated those tests in a way on their perception and their beliefs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get off topic too much, but like Henry Ford didn't know everything. He didn't know that much about cars.
Yeah.
He aligned the right people that knew about a certain thing to get his goal accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to know everything to accomplish things in life.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, yeah. I just remember going in there and taking a test, and then what I wanted to do was because of my other brother-in-law, he used to fix tanks. He's a mechanic, and so I thought maybe I can do that. But that's all I qualified for. So I was like, you know what, I'll be back. I'll be back, and I never went back actually, and I just forgot about that.
At least he was honest with you.
Yeah.
Because when I went and took my test, it was because I wanted to do be on the helicopters and jump out of them and do all that, I don't know what. I think I saw Black Hawk Down. I don't know. Something influenced that. I had that vision, like, hell yeah, jump out of, It just sounded,
Yeah.
But then I heard their lifespan of those is a little. It's at risk because they're like a target. Like, it's okay, But, goddamn. Anyways, I should have experience, man. I'm 32 episodes in this bitch.
Yeah.
Damn. But little did I know, like, oh yeah, the recruiter made it sound like it's possible, right? But so I went and took the ASVAB, and then they hit me with you qualify for 13 Fox. So basically, you provide the coordinates to artillery.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's infantry up front, then artillery behind them, and then me behind artillery, telling artillery ways that they can protect infantry.
Mm-hmm.
Giving coordinates to threats or whatever. I was still gonna go for it, but it didn't work out because the weekend before I got shipped out to basic training, we flipped the car over or fucked it up, ended up in a ditch, and it cracked my head. I never went. So that's how I got out of that.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. But you felt like you did good on the test.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
look at what they offered me.
Well, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so. Not front line.
You know what's funny? I wanted to be on a helicopter, and I ended up on one. Just not the way I wanted.
Oh, really?
Because of that accident, I was airlifted.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, so this is what it feels like. You know? I'm right there feeling like shit, was still joking. I'm like, oh, this is not the way I wanted it to end up, but thanks.
Yeah.
It vibrates a lot. Like, so my head was, and it's just like sheet metal. You're laying on sheet metal, from what I remember. And you could literally feel like your head like vibrating.
Oh, okay.
It's like really rough. Like, let's get you there ASAP, you know?
Yeah.
I just, see what I mean? Selective memory. I just remember that part, like looking at the guy taking care of me. And I'm like, life is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of get what you, I don't know.
To say the least, yeah.
Yeah. So, everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
That was 2004. The war was full throttle already at that point. You know what I mean? So, man, shout out to all our troops out there. Thanks for everything you do.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have 2 nephews, and I have 3 nephews right now. One in the Navy, one in the Marines, and one in the Army, and they're all great at what they do. Super great, super great. They're all ahead of their time, and they all hold really good positions. Really proud of them, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities in there if you go in it for the right reasons, Some people go in just to escape where they're at.
You know what? A lot of people say that, they don't give you a lot of opportunities, but I don't think that's true. Yeah.
Maybe they wanted them handed out. That's what it was.
Yeah. A lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
That's a good question. Like I said, I see myself doing a lot of nonprofit work in the future. Yeah, a lot. I just, if I'm in a position to do so, you're gonna see me a lot. You're gonna see me doing a lot of stuff for the community, for underprivileged especially. More of the underprivileged. A lot of people like to do homeless and stuff like that, but I want to help out the youth. I want to help out kids. Accomplish things that they never thought they could, or help them out with like summer jobs or something like that, or teach them a new trait like auto detailing or something like that, or just motivate them as much as I can. Something that I want that I can see myself doing, actually. Yeah.
What do you know so far about that world of nonprofits? Have you done some research yet, or the time will come?
No, I've done a lot of research. Yeah. I've done a lot of research. I know it's similar to like a business where you have to go get your EIN or ETIN or something like that. And
EIN.
You have to register with the Attorney General. There's a lot of stuff. It's just like a business, except that you don't make any money.
It's a business that you don't own, I think.
It's a business that you own it. Yeah, you could say you own it because you could be the director of a nonprofit. Then you could have board members and stuff like that, and you can have people. And there's a lot of people that own nonprofits and still make money. And
some people say there's no profit in nonprofit, but I'm kind of 50-50 on that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
If you pay yourself a salary, maybe that's the profit, or
no,
just make it. You don't want to be like these pastors with the Rolls Royce and then, give all this money to the Lord.
Yeah.
And,
especially if I'm in a position to actually to make some money, then I'll make some money, of course. But if I'm in a position to where my tacos are doing good and I'm able to do nonprofit, then I could see myself doing that.
Yeah. That reminded me of that guy. That guy, that Christian guy. Fuck, his last name is with an O. Damn it. Either way, name doesn't matter. What matters is his actions. So he's all about the Lord and whatnot. Give money to the Lord, your offerings. during this hurricane that came about,
Mm-hmm.
he has all these properties, and he wouldn't open the doors to allow anyone to go in there for the shelter, you know. So they gain a lot of stuff from their believers and the followers or whatever. But when shit gets real, they're not really helping them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they talk about all this shit about acceptance, forgiveness, giving, helping others. But when they're up to bat, they're not about what they preach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's opposite to what they're preaching exactly. And so maybe in the future, just doing stuff like that where I'm able to help out youth, and accomplishing like little short-term goals. You know what I mean? Like,
You have to get in the habit, huh?
So say for example, like this kid has this trip that he's gonna go to as a senior, and he needs money or something like that. Maybe I can come in and teach him how to wash a car or something. You know what I mean? Or mow a lawn, and make that money and stuff. You know what I mean? Just there's a lot of kids out there that just need that. Just that one person to tell them, hey, this is how you make money.
Yeah. And channel and take that vision in the legal route, because anyone can be a hustler, like dealing drugs or transporting drugs or robberies, whatever.
Right.
Like, let them know not all money. Short-term gains can have a hefty price with your time.
Yeah.
And time is precious, so
Yeah.
you don't want to be learning that lesson in prison, reminiscing, then get out, have to play catch up.
Well, people want to help out. Like, I'm gonna just give you an example. When I used to wash cars and we used to diesel cars, I used to take my 2 kids with me. They would get like $25, $50 tips. The car wash was only like $25.
We get inspired when we see, I've said this before, if you see someone with a broken down car, and you see them just sitting on their ass, and they're like right there, like, see who will help me, people rarely help those people. People help and get off their car and help push a car that the owner is already pushing. Like, if they see you already trying, something inspires others to get up and help.
Yeah.
But if they see you kind of just waiting for someone to save you, they don't.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting observation.
Yeah, that's definitely a social observation for sure.
So that could have been with those kids. It's like, yeah, get your hustle on, youngin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I get a lot of that because when I started the detail thing, they, these kids, they were in high school and, they just wanted to make some extra money, and I taught them how to, clean a carpet and I seen myself like, oh, okay, I could see myself doing something like this later on, helping kids, with nothing to do in the summer, and maybe they don't want to go to a field trip. Maybe they just want to help out their mom or their dad and they're struggling or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's money out there. The thing about Los Angeles is that we're so overcrowded that there's money everywhere. You just got to look at it from it has to make sense though. It can't be nothing illegal or anything like that. People are out there in an advantage to help you out. My son would sometimes make $100 in one day washing cars.
Yeah.
Not from what I paid from him, but just from tips from people that want to help out. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Was there any time that in your life that you had an experimental area, an experimental phase? Any drugs, alcohol, or something that you battled and you kind of kicked, Or I don't
know. Growing up in Los Angeles, it's easy for you to do drugs. It's everywhere, And so for me to sit up here and say, hey, I've never smoked a joint or I've never done, this and that.
What's this and that?
Coke.
Yeah.
Meth.
Yeah.
No.
Meth, that's the fucking devil, man.
Acid.
Yeah.
Mushrooms and stuff like that. I think it's so easy to get over here in LA that it's almost impossible for anybody in LA to say that they haven't done that. you know. So
it's not really something you want to put on your bucket list. That shit is deceiving as fuck. Like, don't fall for it. Like, it's very risky.
Yeah.
It'll get a hold of you, and then even when you try to get rid of it, it's still there. You just gotta keep it in check.
Yeah.
So
prior to me getting my my trucker's job, we used to smoke a lot of weed.
yeah.
Yeah. It took 4 to 5 months for it to get out of my system.
Oh. That's one of the ones that takes the longest, no? Because it attaches itself to the fat tissue, or what is it?
To the body fat.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, you need to work it out, or you just need to just sit it out, or whatnot. And so I think I remember before I signed up for Swift, I had to get clean, so I stopped smoking weed. You know, smoking weed since high school, and you know, it's just a small sacrifice, actually.
Well, you know, the current state of that drug in the mind of society these days is not really like, oh my God, you know. But the other more heavy, more hardcore stuff, what made you try that? Was it peer pressure, or what did you seek to get from it?
I don't know. I used to like the smell. The smell is what attracted me to it. It's, you know, growing up in LA, we used to smell that a lot. Well, it smells a lot different now than what it used to smell before. That's one distinction for sure. I mean, Mexican brickweed
smells
stress smells a lot different than
stems.
What they have now, right?
Yeah.
The seeds and all that. And so yeah, it's but back then I used to like the smell, and so I used to want to always just, you know, I wonder what it was like. And then I don't even remember the first time I got high. If I had to remember, the first time I got high was probably at a party. You know, we used to be a part of these party crews that were around back in the day.
Oh shit! You see that Jay Valentino, I think. Fuck. And Concrete Live, when they do those skits.
Yeah, they're rebels, right? Yeah.
Rebel Nation.
Yeah. Yeah. They hit it.
You were doing those, huh?
We were doing something similar, yeah.
What was the hairstyle?
I think it was bangs.
Oh shit.
Valentino, the J Valentino. Yeah, the bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the boots though. No, just the boots, just the bangs.
All right.
I was never a rebel, for the record.
Okay.
They were cool though. They used to get the party started, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, in high school there was this guy. He was popular, man, with the ladies. Like, I'm like, damn, I wish I was that popular.
Yeah.
Fast forward, he was like the biggest junkie everyone knew in that town, you know.
Oh, okay.
And then he stayed. Se quedó arriba el compa.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it was like the ecstasy Molly phase. Like, she just did too much and he got stuck.
Yeah, man.
He's not all there anymore.
Yeah. For some people, it only takes one hit of one joint for you to stay in that.
You just still think that's a stepping stone to the other shit?
Yeah.
The gateway drug, they call it.
Yeah, because if you know someone that smokes weed, most likely that person knows someone that smokes meth, and then that person most likely knows someone that does heroin, or all of y'all know someone that does shrooms and stuff like that. And so, you know, drug addicts know drug addicts, just like rich people know other rich people.
Yeah.
So it's something, you know, something that is gonna come across if you smoke weed. I have 2 boys right now, so you know, that's the last thing I would want for them. You know, especially since they're, you know, baseball driven at this moment and grades driven and stuff like that. So
yes. I have boys too. That's why I'm curious about this stuff, like why people think a certain way or what sparks the curiosity. So that's why I asked you about the hard drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like what sparked the curiosity for that? The weed wasn't doing enough, or what led into that field?
I think that when someone does, like, you know, because like weed is like a downer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do weed and you probably want to, like, you know, watch movies or something like that. And then when people do like, you know, coke or meth and stuff like that, it's more like of an active drug.
Yeah.
And then people want to, you know, just, you know, whatever you want at that time, whatever you're doing at that time. Say, for example, you're doing meth and you're stealing cars and stuff like that. I think that it influences a lot of people to do things like that. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to when you do coke and when you do meth, it's easy to do things like that because you're up late hours and stuff when people are asleep, and then you start selling cars or you're doing whatever you're doing, and that's associated with those drugs and stuff like that. So,
did you ever end up doing any of those things?
Yeah, I've tried a lot of those things and stuff like that for short periods, for longer periods and stuff like that.
But the GTA part of things?
Yes. Yeah. That was one thing. Yeah. A lot of different type of...
And the person I'm interviewing right now doesn't seem like that fits his mindset now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that doesn't really make you become someone else.
You become someone else, actually. Yeah, definitely.
It takes away the fucks to give.
Definitely. You're more on the wild side and stuff, and not thinking about the consequences and stuff like that. And so luckily nothing, there's no criminal record attached to that. And so I'm very blessed to say.
How do you feel about that though? Like the what made you snap out of it?
Well,
because already being GTA level, it's like you're kind of fucking up already.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it's to get another high, it's really bad.
Right.
If it's for fun, or it's still bad, but I mean, it's based on what drove you to do it.
Right.
So, what drove you to do that? The first one.
How
did that go? You didn't wake up like, hey, I want to do this today. Like,
well, if I ever did anything, like say for example, steal a stereo out of a car or anything like that, it's because I wanted to. And so no one ever made me do anything. But if I was hanging around with people that were doing things like that, then of course it was not the normal thing to do, but I guess what everyone else was doing. And so if I wanted to stop, I could stop. And so
that's what all people on drugs say sometimes.
Yeah, actually, right? Yeah.
Easy to say, hard to do.
It's easier said than done, right? And what was the question again? What was the question?
Yeah, that what made you do that? Like, you didn't just wake up and be like, it's a great day to steal a car.
Yeah. No, well, all my friends were doing it, and so I like to hang out, of course. When I was younger, that's all I did. It was just always about my friends. Always. And so now all my friends are either dead or in jail. And so the ones that I grew up with, at least. I have friends now that have nothing to do with my past and stuff like that. Say, for example, like you, I talk to you, we talk, we have a friendship and stuff like that. And you're not obviously in that life, but literally all my friends are dead or in jail for life. And so without those influences in my life, I don't, stuff that they introduced me to, basically. So it doesn't make sense for me to keep on doing those things. But yeah, GTA style, like you say, for sure. I think the first car I ever stole, I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go? Like hot wired?
Yeah.
Screwdriver?
Yeah, actually, a penny. I stole it with a penny.
With a penny?
With a penny.
How does that work? Oh, in the key area?
Yeah.
Like the penny made the turn?
Yeah.
Wait. Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
A friend of mine had told me, he's all like, you could literally steal a car with a penny. It's so easy to steal a car. And I was like, what? And these old Toyotas that, like the Tercels and I think it's a Toyota Tercel, right? Yeah, those were
the little ones.
Those were so easy to take. I mean, you could literally stick another key in it, and there was just so many flaws in it.
Yeah. And
so I remember the first time I wanted to steal a car, I was like coming home from a party, and I had it right there. There was a fight that broke out, and we needed a ride to pick it back. And so since that always stuck to my head, and I had a penny in my pocket.
Oh.
So the door was open. I stuck the penny into where the key's supposed to go, and it started.
The fuck?
It didn't make any sense. I don't know if it's just dumb luck or, I don't know.
And when it's that easy, it's not going to end the good. Like,
yeah.
Now you're like, maybe I'll do it again.
So that time I stole that car, and I drove it home.
I hope you didn't leave it at home.
No, I didn't leave it at home.
Shit.
I probably dropped it off like a block before, if I remember right.
Nah.
Yeah.
They were glad when they found it in one piece, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you kept the penny, right?
Yeah. No, definitely. And the memory.
Yeah. Where is that penny now?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. And then, things lead to one thing leads to another. And so, it could get.
It escalated?
Let's see. Yeah, it escalated. There was a buddy of mine that owned a body shop, and they had a bunch of keys.
Okay.
Like buckets of keys and stuff like that. And so we'd go and, okay, this key looks worn down or whatever for whatever it was, BMW and this time and this time. And so, one thing led to another, and, you'd find yourself in different cars and stuff like that. And still in high school.
And then with time, you know which ones are compatible with which, and then you already know what works, what doesn't.
Yeah,
right?
by that time you're
A lo que vas, like that penny thing. This one's a penny. I know I need a penny. That's it. Let's go. In and out.
Pair of scissors,
Pair of scissors.
Four Toyotas.
Oh.
Yeah. So if they're Toyotas, you can get like a regular pair of scissors from home or whatever, and it could be used as a key.
Fuck. But now things are getting advanced with technology, and they're still stealing shit.
Yeah.
They come with the whole tools. There's a guy right there next to it, and there's a guy with, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but it's like getting the code somehow.
They're like a Bluetooth type of receiver.
Yeah.
They hack in the car.
So then, okay, so that wasn't your first and your last then, the penny story.
Yeah. Yeah. I never did anything like, profit from any of those things. It's just I needed to ride from point A to B. Never, it was never about like an organization or anything like that. It was just I needed to ride.
Yeah.
Or I needed to go.
Yeah. And then you snapped out of it. Yeah. How many years was that? Like the whole experimental stage?
I think that it was a good 5 years.
Oh, no mas.
Yeah, it's a good 5 years, 5-6 years.
Yeah.
We were out there doing the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, yeah, from like 13 all the way to like maybe like 9. I think it's more now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your mindset doing that, it was still because you were using, or at that point it was sometimes yes, sometimes no? The using had an influence?
I think that no,
not
at all. Because I think it was more of a lifestyle. I think in those days it was always who was the craziest and stuff like that. And who had a big influence on everything was like the music, the culture, the rap.
It still does now.
Yeah, honestly, it does. It's very influencing. Tupac, how to be a thug, and everybody wants to be a badass and stuff. And
Tupac at one point was a ballerina dancer.
Was he? Yeah, well, see.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'll own up to it.
That's 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's not those are just some of the things that we used to get ourselves into and stuff like that. And we never thought of ourselves as criminals or anything like that. We were just having a good time.
Yeah. So fast forward, and then you snapped out of it. And did I ask you already why you snapped out of it?
Well, yeah, like I said, it's jail, friends are dead. Yeah, so I mean, you don't want that for yourself. You see all your friends dying and stuff like that. You want to get out of that. You want to get out of that cycle. And so,
how old were you when you first lost a friend?
When I first lost a friend, I would say I was 13, 14. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 14 years old. People, a friend of mine that lived in Bell Gardens, he got shot in his front yard.
Same age as you?
No, they were older.
Okay.
They were older. Yeah. A lot of friends, a lot of different areas. Bell Gardens, Southgate, South Central.
So then these have not been natural deaths then?
No, they're all gang related.
Man.
They're all gang related. Every single one of them is almost all gang related.
And you were affiliated then. You never thought why not me? Or it could have been me. If you would have been hanging out with them,
Yeah, well, I was still young. So Fortunately enough, I was still a little guy. They call you the little homie.
Yes.
And so they would look out for me a lot of the times and stuff like that. So,
But sometimes the little homie is the one that has more to prove. So that love, it's kind of, in a way, it sounds fucked up, but the little homie's used.
Yeah.
He wants to be accepted so bad that he'll do whatever to prove that he's down with the big homies.
yeah,
And they sometimes take advantage of that, you know?
they could.
Because you kind of, what's making you at that point, like, cater to these people and not try to impress your family members or your brothers, you know? Like, what is it about these guys that you need their validation?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was not a very good influence for some reason. You were attracted to that.
Yeah, that was very. When I was younger, I used to like hanging around with people that were older than me, and so I would see what they would do, and I would mimic it. And so when I got my own set of group of friends, and that's what I thought was the thing to do.
Let me guess, you had younger friends.
And I had younger friends, yeah,
Crazy, huh?
yeah, and I had older friends, and so that would, fighting was a part of just growing up. So how many fights, I think I've been in over like 50 fights, legit fights.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would like to do that. I would love to do that.
When you started those fights, deep down, did you really want to do them, or you felt you had to do them to prove a point or to?
Fighting was more of like, I'd rather fight than to just, than to be with guns and stuff like that. I was at that age where I thought fighting was way better than, shooting somebody or anything like that. And so that's what, and a lot of my older friends didn't think that way, but I wasn't like them in that sense. I'd rather fight and live another day
Yeah.
than to.
But the guy that loses might not want to fight and still win with a bullet.
There was always those. I've been in a car where I've been shot at, and bullets flew right next to me and stuff like that, and or I've almost got stabbed, where the knife was coming towards me, or even we got a home invasion one time at my house too, and so almost got stabbed that day, and a lot of crazy things actually, a lot of crazy things during that time, and at the same time always still trying to find a way to make money. Still always trying to find what the next hustle was at the time still too.
Well, you're blessed that all that is in the past, and it's a perfect story. Like, a lot of people out here are trying to make it, and even then you were trying to make it. It's just always trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So I love those stories, because people trying to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're doing two things.
Yeah.
Trucking and taco life.
Yeah.
You know?
Even then, it's just like,
And hearing you want to give back, like, like, we all got some good in us.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
No matter how our past has been.
Yeah. Just as long as you don't forget your past. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people wouldn't want to, like, oh, they don't need to know I did drugs.
No, it's hard. It's hard.
I'm very open about it. It's just, I just haven't really had the talk with my kids. They're too young.
Yeah.
My teenage daughter, I think she has an idea about it. Like, she had some bad experiences with me with drinking, so, which is why, like, we don't, I gotta check in on her more, to, how would I say it, keep in touch more. I think that based on the bad experiences I provided when she would visit, it kind of put that little, la mala experiencia, it kind of, something triggers, like, I don't think I want to go visit you this weekend. Next weekend.
Okay.
Next weekend. And I love her unconditionally. Like, I'm not the type of parent that'll be like, you better love me back or I won't love you. I know deep down she loves me, but I'm giving her, I don't know how to say this,
Yeah.
There's no manual.
Yeah. No.
But I know that I'll always be there, And it takes the children to grow up and have children of their own and know what it feels like to be a parent.
Yeah.
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 Then they're like, oh yeah, I was loved.
Yeah.
The main thing I would want all my kids to know is I love them, no matter what. God forbid you got knocked up early. There's parents that'll cancel you, like, you're not my daughter. I think that's stupid. Like, you're there to support, and if something led to that, where were you? What did you teach them?
Yeah.
Where was your guidance?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't make mistakes,
Yeah.
a mother could be out there hoeing and doing all this shit, but as soon as like their daughter, they judge their own kids. Like they never went through a phase.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with people nowadays? There's no empathy.
I think actions is what speaks louder to kids than anything else.
Exactly.
The example.
Yeah. So I'm gonna earn that back.
Yeah.
Like I've said many times. Oh yeah, come. I'm not drinking anymore. Come.
Yeah.
Because one time I was so fucking drunk that I yelled at her.
Oh, okay.
And it made her cry because she's just my firstborn.
Yeah.
I've always she's like the spoiled one, like growing up, like, and then for alcohol to make me be like this other monster that she didn't get to see that side of.
Yeah.
It's like tripped her out.
Yeah.
Made my daughter cry. And
yeah. Yeah, well, we all go through that. I think living in LA, it's a mix of all those things, and for me to say, I've never smoked weed or I never did a little bit of this and that, the harder drugs, I think I don't want to try to hide from anything, but I don't want to give everything away too. It's
there's gotta be some mystery.
It's something that I'm ashamed of, actually.
So, I
think that's why I don't really like to talk about it. Because
some additional stuff?
I'm really ashamed of
other stuff?
Drug use. I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of it to the max. Yeah, because when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, that's stupid. Like, why would you do that? Like, your body's a temple. Growing up Catholic, your body's a temple. Why are you destroying yourself? And then for me to just be the 360 of things and to go ahead and do those things, it's weird.
That's how it is, because you shouldn't judge people because they're just what you would be under the same circumstances.
Right.
So.
Right.
Gotta learn to have. That's the Abraham Lincoln quote. Because his wife was kind of like, ooh, these people, look down on allegedly. On people of lower class,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think growing up too also, where I grew up, no one ever did heroin. Everyone always did back then it was called speed. Everyone used to do those type of drugs and stuff like that. And I think that, for me, it's shameful to go ahead and say I used to do those things. But I mean, I have, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
And so I think moving forward, I want to be the best example to like my kids, and then that way they could be like,
yeah,
dad did that and it didn't go so good. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna assume, but I'm gonna say more or less what on stuff that I read or things I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's you shouldn't be ashamed because you're human, and I know that sounds corny, but as humans, like, I think we lose touch with how much we really need love.
Mm-hmm.
And you were finding, or at least I was, like, some comfort in that.
Mm-hmm.
In this book that I read, there's a junkie that describes the experience of using a certain drug to it feeling like it gives me a warm hug that I never got from my mother. That feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people just want to feel something.
Yeah.
And because the current situation they're in, it's hard to deal with. And that gives you that comfort or that loving feeling.
Yeah.
But it comes with a price.
Oh, yeah. When I hear things like that, then I can say that, I see what they mean by that.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how I'll have that conversation with my kids. But let's give them all the love so much love that they don't need to seek it through a substance or through acceptance of other people that are lacking love.
Yeah.
Because hurt people hurt people. So I think that's better than any advice we could ever give. Is give love.
Yeah.
I never thought I would talk like that.
Yeah, no, give love and then give them goals.
You want to be tough and then behind closed doors, you're over here looking at yourself like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I like I said, for my boys, I give them love and I give them consejos and I give them goals and I do all those things because I know that those things are needed in order for them to let their mind go another way, And so if my kids always have a goal to do, complete, or to achieve,
Get that mindset going.
Yeah, they get that mindset going. Yeah, it's a perfect way of putting it. Thank you, for finishing my words. Yeah.
I didn't mean to invade, but you could finish it your way if that was not the proper way.
No, that was good because
Yeah.
I'm always, when people ask me and stuff like that, sometimes I don't have the right words or all the words, and so.
You know what? As long as you have the right intention.
Mhm.
Sometimes you don't have to explain things.
Yeah.
Deep down, it's all love and intention.
Yeah.
So, and then you mentioned the actions. So, with those actions, we gotta we can't be like, oh, be this, win the day, go and do this. Don't if you start something, you better finish it. And then we don't do that shit. You know what I mean? So maybe they'll absorb the love, but they're gonna absorb the bullshit too. Like you're a half-ass. You're half-assing it.
Yeah.
So you make sure you give the right dosage.
Right.
Lead by example, give love.
No, right. You're right. Yeah.
And even saying the love part, you gotta lead by example because it takes action. The action is doing the things that make them feel loved.
Yeah.
More than just I love you, I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
Right? So you mentioned actions earlier, and that reminds me of how I'm holding myself accountable. Like with my daughter, like I've said many times, I'm not drinking anymore. So imagine a young girl. You don't want to be worried about when your dad's gonna drink and not.
Yeah.
My daughter at some point sounds more mature than me. Like when she would text my girlfriend, like, yeah, he's got to get it together. Like a 11-year-old, 12-year-old saying that. Like, come on, man. Like for real. Like. So actions. My actions is like I've told you many times I don't drink no more. Then you see me post something with a beverage. Then what does that put in her mind?
Yeah.
Men lie. My dad lies. What is she going to be attracted to or accepting of in a relationship with a liar? Compulsive liars, maybe? I don't know. So I'm going to be an example, and with my actions, just let my actions speak.
Yeah.
I've been sober since November 4th, 2021.
2021? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's just my little, not tooting my own horn, but I'm saying, yeah, it comes down to actions. You can't say something and do the opposite. So just like I lost that desire of her to want to come over often,
Yeah.
I could gain it back with proving that I'm a good person to be around.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to be around someone that's miserable and screaming all the time,
Yeah.
hating themselves.
Yeah.
What love can you give if you hate yourself?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to steal the spotlight.
No, I can relate to it.
You know,
I think everyone can. I think you speak on a lot of fronts and stuff like that because
I don't like to bring up my daughter that often, although it sounds like I do, but it just comes to me sometimes.
Right. No. Right. Yeah. No. I get it. It's something that's always on your mind. My boys are always on my mind, always. So everything I do, when I make a decision, I think about them first. So so I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, let's hope they never have to travel down that road, man. It's a horrible road, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to go back. Fuck all that.
Yeah, fuck all that.
But we're going to make it, bro. We're going to, be the change we wanted to see in our family tree.
I believe so. I believe so. You have a lot of good qualities.
Yeah.
Just.
I love the hustle, bro. Like this, I learn a lot from you guys when you come on here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys help me a lot. And I take a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love putting a face to people that, like, you see trucks. It's more than just trucks. This guy has a life.
Yeah.
This guy has dreams. Most guys have goals, desires.
Mm-hmm.
We got to put that in people's minds. We're more than just truck drivers.
Than what you see on the outside.
Everyone's got something going on.
Yeah.
So it's been a great talk, man. Is there anything you would like to add?
I just I would say for anybody out there that's listening that's not a truck driver, wants to be one, it's a great career. You could support a family out of it,
on one income.
And so I think that there's a lot of people that are confused about the industry as far as if I'm a truck driver, do I have to go over the road? No, you don't. You could work local and make good money. So I would say invest some time. I know a lot of people out there, still smoke weed because it's legal here. They're no trucking companies. It's not a What is it?
Yeah, on a
It's
federal level, it's not legal.
yeah, it's not legal. So stop. If you want to be a truck driver, stop. Give it up.
It'll take time. See, as you mentioned earlier, it took him like 5 months to get it out the system.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that synthetic urine, they're catching on to that. So you're not going to pass.
Yeah, just know that the trucking industry is a great career. That's what I want to tell. That's what I tell everyone. Everyone who doesn't know what they want to do, I tell them, hey, you put in the work, you can make just as much as that person that went to a 4-year college.
Yeah.
The company that I'm at right now, you could make $450 a day.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not. If you tell me that's not good, I don't know where you're working at then. But $450 a day to work for a company to have benefits, 401k and stuff like that. I mean, something to think about.
Okay.
And so yeah, I mean, and if you want to go into food, there's money there too.
So where can they reach you at to pick your brain about stuff like that?
Yeah, my handle is I have a personal account, but it's mostly like my kids and stuff like that, and so I don't do anything like that. But yeah, I'm right there, always making tacos.
I'll share your taco one if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys will see that on the up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It was a great conversation,
all
man.
Right, yeah.
And I hope it inspired someone out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right.
Peace.